A wee disclaimer here. We're not film experts. We're doing this for fun and to try and shine a light on films which are seen as rotten on movie review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, and to poke fun at them as well. It's a chance to highlight that the critical consensus isn't always everything.
We'd also like to remind everyone that we're about to go over all the film's details, including the plot. So there will be spoilers. Also, we just want to mention it's okay to disagree with our opinion. If you do, you can tell us and become part of the discussion. With that in mind, thanks for joining us and enjoy!
Ho, ho, ho! Hello and welcome to Rank Rotten. We're the pod that talks about rotten movies as rated by critics, but only critics, on movie review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, Kat?
We are, and I think if the last 17, 18?
This is the 19th episode.
Goodness, the last 18 episodes have taught us anything is that, make your own judgment call, as we do on this show.
There's no getting away from it. A lot of the films that they say are rotten are actually alright, and vice versa.
Yes.
But it's been a really great thing to explore that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've definitely noticed a lot more that if there are films out there that have got a really high score, but I'm like, oh, I didn't really enjoy it. I've seen the reverse as well.
I know. I was wondering, obviously we can't do that because this podcast, our self-imposed, by the way, rules are that we're only doing movies that are rated rotten by critics to reassess whether they actually are.
Yes.
Yes, they are, often. But they're also no sometimes, and so it's worth revisiting some films, I'd say.
I agree.
This has been a worthwhile venture. If this is your first time, welcome. We're talking more Christmas today. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's also cool, right?
Definitely.
We've got around 17 other movies to choose from that aren't Christmas related.
Hey, that's a good run.
Right, and also last week's movie was a Christmas episode, but we actually spent 2.5 hours talking about no celebrating Christmas, ironically.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're here today with another Christmas cracker, although whether last week's movie was a cracker, debatable.
It is debatable, indeed. And we debated it fiercely.
But before we start talking about the movie, etc., Kat, how are you today?
I'm doing good, thank you, yes. Been enjoying seeing all of the Christmas decorations up.
All the nice sparklies.
Yes, the lovely sparkles. It's one of my favourite things at the time of year. I think I said that last week too.
Yeah, it's true. And something else we said last week is how the tree is for us is a collection of memories we have collected throughout our time together. I saw a couple of decorations you were taking out and I was like, I've forgotten about these.
I know.
And then I remembered why we had them. Like there was one that was a lady, there's a really nice old lady that I've befriended, and she's been so lovely. And last Christmas she gave me that decoration and I saw it front and centre on the tree and I was like, oh man, but there's loads like that, loads of stories in there.
We do. We've got some beautiful decorations and that is a beautiful decoration. But yeah, we always tend to collect a new one every year that kind of represents things that have happened in that year for us.
Yeah.
So, for example, we've got one from the year we were married. We've got one from the year that Gus joined our family.
Last year's one is a Yeti.
It is a
which
Yeti.
Is a story in itself.
It is.
Well, no, really, it was just a Yeti heavy year, wasn't it?
It weirdly was a Yeti heavy year.
Aye. So actually I've been thinking, Kai, last time we talked about Christmas movies, I said, what's your favourite part of Christmas? You told me it was movies.
It was.
And I couldn't have agreed more. And you knew I was going to agree with that.
Yes, I did.
Right. Do you know what had me thinking? We watched it last night. Does Hook count?
Oh, now that's an interesting question. I'm going to say no, I don't think so.
If that's the case, Die Hard doesn't count.
I think the Christmas content in Die Hard goes all the way through the movie.
There is Christmassy. It's right. Bruce Willis himself had stated, a long time ago obviously, stated that it was not a Christmas film, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know the famous Chappie thinks it is, because he says it's his Christmas Eve movie.
There you go.
Right?
What a good one, Chappie. Good call.
It is, but it's not a Christmas film in the traditional sense.
It's definitely
not. Doesn't have Christmas elements, doesn't have all the Christmassy bits that we've talked about before and stuff, right?
All jokes aside, I genuinely don't think it's a Christmas film. I enjoy watching it at Christmas. I do, because it is a movie that is set at Christmas, but I would watch it all year round. Well, a core Christmas film like Muppets Christmas Carol or something really festive.
Like Jingle All The Way.
Like Jingle All The Way, perhaps. I'm not sure I'd want to watch that.
Perhaps, that's a good perhaps right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd want to watch that in like June or July, but Die Hard I'd pop on at any time. I do love it at Christmas, but I also love it at any other time of year.
I do think that it is a Christmas film, though. I do. I know we've just swapped roles there. But you're right, there's nothing directly Christmas about it. It's just based at Christmas.
It is.
And we see Christmas mentioned, and there's obviously jokes about Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, what is it?
There's loads of good ones. Loads of good ones. Like there's obviously the jumper with the ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun.
You knew that's what I was thinking about. That's what I meant. I was trying to remember what it said on the jumper.
There's a few other bits like spoiler alert to anybody's not seen Die Hard, but
If you've not seen Die Hard, what's wrong with you?
I know, well, where have you been? There's a bit where he tapes a gun to the back of his, like to his back, and he uses Christmas tape for it.
It's quite funny.
So there's little things like that, which I know doesn't sound very
Less of that in Hook. Hook is literally mostly set in Neverland.
Well, that's what I was.
But it has that magical, epic thing feel about it.
It absolutely
Even
does.
though realistically, no lot happens in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely one on the cards for this podcast, I'd say, because it's rotten also, which I don't think it deserves. I just thought it'd be an interesting thing to mention these films that are sort of tangentially Christmassy. Get what I mean?
It definitely does spark hefty debate as to whether these films are Christmas films or not.
So you would say that your favourite tangentially Christmas movie is probably Die Hard then?
I would say so, yeah.
That's not really a surprise to me.
I'll bet it's not.
Well, I hope listeners didn't mind and you didn't mind. I'm indulging a wee bit of Christmas movie chat here because obviously this is our last Christmas special of the two, so it gives us a chance to talk about these things.
I will always talk Christmas movies. Never a problem.
Oh, no way. They're some of the best movies. Do you have any other sort of favourites where you're like that is one of the quintessential Christmas staples of this house and we have to have it at Christmas time?
I think really over the last couple of years, I think for us it's been maybe the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I know we mentioned that last week.
We did. Yeah, the Santa Claus is one. It's an absolute staple in this house. And you know, I think the first one's great. The second one's quite fun and silly because you've got this sort of weird... I mean, he's like a fake toy Santa. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It does crack us up, though, eh?
And Martin Short's in the third one, so I'm there.
He is. And the TV series is a bit of a mixed bag. We're nearly at the end of that this time. We did say this year this was it. We were doing it and we're doing it. So
yeah,
we're
sticking with it.
It's a bit odd, but...
Yeah.
It's not quite got the same charm as the movies do.
Let's see if it sticks to the landing.
That's it. You'll also maybe notice, Kat, there hasn't been Miracle on 34th Street on the calendar this year.
I was wondering.
It's been omitted. I didn't put it in. Either version.
This is a shocker. I thought it was still time left.
I know. They are great, but I just wanted to try and make some room for something else this year.
You have to make room for
something new. So I have put in a couple of weird ones, and I think that, that was my thinking behind that.
Yeah, why not? Try something new. It might become a classic. You never know.
But before we wrap this up so we can start talking about today's movie, just one other honourable mention, which is now, for me, an absolute Christmas staple, is The Grinch. And I'm talking 2018's Grinch.
Benedict
from
Cumberbatch.
Illumination Animation for the Nation. So I don't know why I said that. But it is. But Illumination Animation, it's quite fun to say, that version of The Grinch is top.
It is great.
It's tops Bluebay. I tell you what, Lily said, who is our weeest niece, she adores that film.
She does.
And I remember we all went to see that together at the cinema when it first came out back in 2018.
Yeah.
She was wee then, really wee then. And it's like, so she's grown up with that.
Yeah.
But now it's become because she's grown up with it, it's now doesn't feel like Christmas without it for us either.
Definitely not. And
you know what I mean?
It still makes me laugh every time.
Totally. Chocolate explosion. That's what you're thinking, eh?
It is. Every time chocolate explosion gets me.
If you're talking Christmas classics, I think I'd possibly mention today's film, which is, of course, Jingle All The Way. So, will we just get into it?
Let's do it.
Nice. Ho, ho, ho! Jingle All The Way came out on the 22nd of November 1996. For some reason, I've had 1998 in my head this whole time.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, 1996. It was a PG across the board. Its runtime was an hour and 29 minutes, although I believe the version we actually watched was slightly longer.
Yes,
because there was a few additional scenes, which we'll talk about.
Yes, we got the extended edition.
I know, we got the extended edition. It turned out it was extended by like 3 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The budget was an estimated $60 to $75 million. And at box office, it made $129 million. I'd be willing to say, and I'm not a specialist or nothing, I ain't no specialist or nothing, but I'll tell you, I believe that, even taking marketing costs into account, which are a factor, I think that probably was a pretty good profit.
I think that's a good return. Double your money. The director of this film was Bryant Levant, with the writer being Randy Cornfield. Corn, spelt like the band.
It actually is. It's Korn, but the R isn't giant. Giant. The R isn't uppercase R and backwards, but it's cool.
The music was done by David Newman, and the production studio is familiar from last week in that it's 1492 Pictures.
I think we said that's what we'd call it, 1492.
I think that makes much more sense.
Which is, by the way, is Chris Columbus's company. You said you suspected that last week. You were correct.
There you go. It is not based on a book, and the tagline for this film is 2 dads, 1 toy, no prisoners. Excellent tagline. Most excellent.
The synopsis we had for this movie is workaholic Howard Langston wants to make things up to his wife and son, promising to get the hottest toy of the season, Turbo Man, for his son's Christmas. As Langston hunts down the elusive gift on Christmas Eve, he competes with a mailman father on the same quest.
That captures it in a nutshell.
This is, of course, a rotten film at 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that's low.
Slight reminder, we didn't say this enough, but anything below 60% is rotten.
Yeah, so it's not even borderline, this one.
This is pretty low.
The popcorn meter is more favourable, unsurprisingly, at 41%.
That's better. And by the way, when I say it's low as low as last week's. Christmas with the Cranks was 5%, can I just remind you?
Insane.
And cinema score, it was actually a B+ coming out of this one. That kind of checks out to me.
Yeah, that also rings true for me as well.
What do you think you would have given it if a cinema score gadget came up to you and was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, can you fill out this cinema score card?" That's how they talk, apparently.
I would have ran away from that guy.
And me too. That guy's creepy. I don't like it.
It's weird. I probably would have given it an A-, I think.
Would you like a pen as well?
Yes, please. Always take a free pen.
That's it.
What would you give it, Mikey?
I'm no saying, because that's got to give away the game.
Oh, sneaky.
To be fair, your lettered grading could be different from whether you think it's fresh or rotten.
Also
At the end of the day, after the discussion, you reckon how you're going to feel.
Yeah, I always choose mine halfway through anyway.
Ho, ho, ho! The film starts with basically an episode of the TV show, which I assume is a TV show, Turbo Man.
Yes,
which is the hottest thing around, and if you'd have to be mad not to draw a distinction between this and Power Rangers. Everything's very similar.
It is very similar.
The Turbo Man suit is sort of like a Power Ranger suit. The baddie Dementor's kind of got a bit of Rita Repulsa about him, and then the wee robot minions are sort of like a cross between Putties and Alpha from Power Rangers.
Yeah, and then during the fight scenes they have like a lot of firework sort of style explosions.
Yeah, it's so similar, and it's obviously because it's about the time. It was, why wouldn't you do that? And it makes it funnier. Probably when you went to see it at the time, it would make it funnier as well.
Definitely.
But anyways, the hottest show for kids at the time, and he's the favourite of wee Jamie, who is played by Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd is Anakin Skywalker from The Phantom Menace, which obviously released 3 years later. But it had me thinking, he doesn't look that much older.
Yeah, I just had a thought about this actually, was that I wonder when they actually started filming.
Yeah, I was thinking this.
Phantom Menace, because it doesn't look too dissimilar.
It has to have been no long after this. Maybe maybe this was what got him in there, and then they started filming quite soon after, and then the film took a while to come out. By the time it came out, for the time he filmed, he probably was a couple of years older. Do you know what I mean?
That makes total sense.
We've got Liz Langston, no. Sorry about that, I don't know what that was. We've got Liz Langston, played by Rita Wilson, a.k.a. Mrs. Tom Hanks.
Yes.
And she tries to get her son ready for his karate class, but Jamie's like, no, because he has to wait for his dad, who promised he would be there. And it's like, it's one of these things where it's like, we've seen this already. In fact, we saw it when we watched Hook last night.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You were watching Hook, and you were like, this seems awfully familiar at the start.
Yeah, when the dad's like, I'll make it, I'll be fine.
What were your thoughts on the episode of Turbo Man? What do you think?
It looked like a show that I would watch, and I've actually noted down saying that I would have loved this.
I think so. Do you know what got me is Booster is class. Now, Booster gets a tough time in this movie.
Booster does get... Do you want to explain who Booster is?
Because, fact, as it's well said in the movie, nobody likes Booster. But I like Booster, right? Yeah. Booster is a gigantic pink tiger cat sort of creature, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like a humanoid tiger that's giant and pink.
Yep.
But the weird thing is he's got little gold pants and I don't understand the need. Chewbacca didn't wear pants, Booster doesn't need pants.
He is a cheeky girl. He is wearing those little gold hot pants.
Cheeky Christmas time.
Cheeky Christmas.
That's definitely one I have on at Christmas because it's so silly, that song.
Yeah, love it.
It's a hot Christmas night. That's just one for the UK listeners out there, I think.
Yeah, I don't think anybody internationally will have any idea who cheeky girls are.
Sorry, we're actually looking at our figures for where people are listening around the world, and a massive percentage of our listeners are in the US, so sorry about that.
Oh well, enjoy a YouTube adventure for the Cheeky Girls.
Yeah, go and search for the Cheeky Girls, Cheeky Christmas, whatever it's called.
I think it is called Cheeky Christmas.
Who are the Cheeky Girls? Well, that's a whole other story.
Yeah, they'll tell you, don't worry. One thing I will say is that we see the shot of the show and then it kind of zooms out and you see Jamie in the house watching the TV show. That's how we kind of link between the two.
Yeah.
And 90s homes in the movies look so cosy.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I really do. Because they look comfortable. They're not staged. Like, they look like a home that somebody would actually live in.
Aye, I know what you mean. I hate that now. In modern stuff, everything's so clinical and depressingly boring. I just can't be doing with it.
No, everything's so
just,
minimalist.
I mean, you might be able to tell, but our house isn't like that.
Yeah,
not really.
Definitely not.
Do you know what I mean?
Minimalist is not our aesthetic, darling.
Nah, nothing wrong with minimalist aesthetic. I just think that you can still make something look more homely even when it's minimalist. And I think that's something that's sort of been lost a little bit maybe now.
I agree with you.
But Howard Langston, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger, by the way, is working, which is, by the way, a first time out for him on Rank Rotten. I can't believe that. This is our last episode of the season, and it's the first time out for Arnie.
I know, it's a miracle. How he's not featured before now, we'll never know.
Decade. But he's working late in the office, attending to his customers on a Christmas evening on Christmas week.
I
So
know.
Christmas is right round the corner, clearly.
Yeah, the Christmas party's ongoing and he's still working away.
I think it's the 23rd.
I think it is the 23rd.
But Howard is late getting out of the office, and even though his assistant reminds him profusely that he's only got 20 minutes to go by sort of Love Actually style dropping signs at him while he's on the phone. But anyway, despite her reminding him, he's late. But Howard gets stuck in a massive traffic jam and he takes the carpool lane and he's given a ticket by a police officer who's played by Robert Conrad. This guy's quite funny. He pops up throughout the movie and we'll talk about it as we trundle along. But it's quite funny because he gets Howard to get out of the car and he asks him to do all sorts of things like touch your nose, you know, the classic things you see on TV.
Yeah,
But
do
he
the
also
alphabet
says,
backwards.
yeah, this is it. He says, can you recite the alphabet backwards? Now, we've watched this film a few times now, including last night with my parents, right? We were like, why don't we chuck it on? Because Kat and I could do a refreshing before we record. And Mum and Dad had a right laugh with it as well. And but we were all sitting there like, I'm not sure. I think my dad probably could.
Yeah, I think he probably could.
Yeah. I think if any of us got far enough, it was him, but we kind of gave up.
Yeah, I think I could do it at a push, but I'd have to do it in really slow chunks.
Yeah. But since Howard doesn't make it to the karate thing, Ted, who is the neighbour of the family, who is played by the legendary Phil Hartman, he ends up accompanying Liz and Jamie to the karate event and recording it on videotape. I'll say Phil Hartman is a legendary comedy actor and improv comedian. But it's one of the biggest things you might recognise him from as being in The Simpsons, actually. He was Troy McClure, and he was also Lionel Hutz, who was Lionel Hutz, attorney at law.
So
And
you're telling me that we've got another Simpsons connection?
we have
on the
an
podcast?
actual Simpsons connection to talk about this time.
Wow.
But listen, do you know what had me thinking, right? I was looking through Troy McClure one-liners.
Oh, excellent.
Now, Troy McClure was a character in The Simpsons, if you're not familiar, who would appear, and he was a famous man who would randomly turn up and endorse random things, and always in a hilarious way. But he normally started by telling you other things he'd been in. And two of my favourites that I found were, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure, and you may remember me from such films as The Erotic Adventures of Hercules."
Lovely.
And there's another one, "Lead paint, delicious but deadly."
As a public health worker, I wholly endorse that message.
Aye, I know, it's true. Don't eat lead paint.
Don't eat lead paint.
Don't eat paint.
In general, yeah.
No. Do you know what? I've said a couple of times here, I was reading Cassandra Peterson's book, who's the lady who is Elvira, because she knew him very well. But do you know what? Some of that stuff's quite sad. But I want to tell you guys, I think it's important you know kind of what happened to Phil Hartman. So
Yeah.
I'll talk about it later on. But anyway, Phil Hartman, legend.
He is a legend, yeah, and he does an excellent job here.
Oh, he's so funny in this movie. I saw a comment on Reddit where a guy said, when I was a kid I watched this for Arnie, as an adult I watch it for Phil Hartman because he's so funny. And right enough, when I've got the boys here and we watch this movie at Christmas time, which is most Christmases, we are laughing our ass off at Phil Hartman more than anything.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
He plays it so cleverly. We can talk about it later, but he's
Aye,
great.
Totally. But it's quite funny because it's quite evident quite quickly that Ted is a favourite with the local school mums. They're like, "Ted, I need you to come round and fix my light in the kitchen," and that.
Aye, I know, it's weird.
They didn't quite say it like that, by the way. Just
No, I have written down, is he a gigolo?
I know. Do you know what? There's this really weird thing where they're talking to him at one point, and he kind of he's not looking at her, but the look on his face, I can't read it.
I know. I can't tell whether he's like, oh God, check out these women. Like, ugh.
It's whether he's like, oh, he's either check this out, this is wild, or he's, I wish she'd shut up because I'm trying to come on to Liz right now. Because that's the joke here. He's always trying to come on to Liz.
Yeah, I think it's that one.
Yeah. But it's also, or just complete awkwardness because Liz is there, I reckon. Oh, actually, no, it says here, he's in demand as a handyman to fix stuff like screen doors and porch lights. That's like actual examples.
Yeah.
By the time Howard reaches school, everybody's left and then he heads home.
Yeah, he was way too late. Actually, there's one point while Howard is on the phone in the office and his assistant is...
Back at the office party that he's not attending because he's working.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, his assistant's trying to usher him out the office. You see him making this series of calls, each one ending with the, you're my favourite customer, and remember, you're my favourite customer.
Yeah.
And then Liz is on the phone and he is talking to her like, oh yeah, I'm just heading out the office now, like I'll make it, don't worry, and don't forget, you're my favourite customer. And you just see, like, Arnie plays it so well.
He does.
That he's just kind of like, oh, you can see the, oh no, what have I said?
Liz, wait! And he's like immediately, I don't know what that was. That was not a good accent. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but this
is why Kat was Arnold Schwarzenegger for every single impression coming up, by the way.
Yep, I had to step up to the plate. I do apologise in advance. It was patchy.
Nah, I wouldn't. Well, to be honest, listening back to some of them, we did laugh hard. So, you know.
But yeah, as I say, Howard is heartbroken. You can see it on his face where he's like, oh no, as if I'm not in enough trouble because I'm running late. And then I've also said to my wife, like, you're my favourite customer.
She's pretty pissed.
She is annoyed.
But something I noticed, so there's a sort of karate belt ceremony where they're all getting their belts, eh? And that's why Howard's supposed to be going. But anyway, when they get the belt, the kids are karate chopping a box open to get it.
Yeah, I was mind blown by this because I didn't even realise until you told me. I thought they were just karate chopping wood and then they got the belt.
I think it's a little box.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I may be going mad. I could be wrong. But I'm leaving this in because I think I might be right.
We need to find somebody who's done karate and find out if this is the case, and we'll report back.
Well, you actually said, well, I wonder if the boxes get progressively harder to break open.
Yeah, like...
So it's like by the time you get to the black belt, it's like stone.
Yeah, steel.
Aye.
Yeah.
Obsidian. Like, okay, crack it open.
One thing I did enjoy was when you first get the image of the class and there's just the teacher has got the Santa hat on. Yeah. So it's like Santa was teaching the karate class and I did enjoy that.
I did see that. I only saw that like last night. But when Howard gets home, he actually finds Ted on his roof.
Much to his delight.
I know, eh?
Hey, neighbour.
Ted, what the hell are you doing on my roof?
What's Ted doing on your roof? Ta-da! I had some extra lights in the garage, and since you didn't put up any yourself, I thought, what the heck? Why not spread a little Christmas cheer around the neighborhood?
Oh, gee, Ted, how thoughtful.
Hey, sorry you missed the karate class today, but don't worry, I got it all on videotape for you.
What would I do without you?
Oh, honestly, there's so much to unpick in that.
I know. Do you know what you can't see, this is an audio medium, is that you don't see Arnold Schwarzenegger's face. Because see when he goes, what would I do without you? You just see this, his face just goes stony and then he just walks into the house like,
I'm gonna kill that guy.
He shit me. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, Ted is obnoxious and I would not want to live next to Ted. Because he refers to himself as Ted.
He does refer to himself in the third person on occasion, yes, that's
Makes
true.
Makes you feel a bit ill.
Aye. Oh, Ted. Anyway, he's no best pleased, is he? But as he goes in, he's talking to Liz and he's like, what's that air stain on my roof? Get him off.
I think you'll find that's roof.
Roof. Roof.
I know. To be fair, Liz is not best pleased with him. And she makes a comment about that it's not her karate class that he missed.
Well, I find this quite funny because she's like, it's no my karate class you missed. And Kat turned to me and went, does that mean she has a karate class?
Yeah, is she doing karate classes too?
She can do, I would love to do a karate class. So maybe you can do adult karate classes.
I bet you can do adult karate.
I can't see why you can't. It's not a kid's thing. It's just like in the movies, it's often depicted as a children's activity. It's a freaking martial art.
Ken, who thought it was a good idea to train children to fight?
I know. Who's it that decided to train children as killing machines? Right?
This is a terrible plan. But the whole point of martial arts is to be able to contain and not have to use them, isn't it? It's all about control.
Aye, the whole point in learning to use them is so you don't have to. I know. Maybe it's supposed to make you more in tune with like your mind and that to keep you more focused and less angry.
Yeah, as much as we're
Something like
joking
that.
here, I genuinely think that is correct.
I think it's Jingle.
Yeah, I do.
I was just talking shite, so cool.
No.
Sound.
Yeah, I think that sounds good to me.
So after missing Jamie's class, Howard goes up to apologise to Jamie because Jamie's in his room having slammed his door on his dad's face.
I know, what a rude little boy.
You were like that. That's what you order. That's your dad.
It is, aye.
But basically, he eventually gets Jamie to come round by promising to buy him one of the toy that he wants, which is obviously a Turbo Man.
The Turbo Man.
It's turbo time, right? But the toy has various features and things that it does, which Jamie excitedly recants to his father.
I want the Turbo Man action figure with the arms and legs that move, and the boomerang shooter, and the rock and roll jetpack, and the realistic voice activator that says 5 different phrases, including "It's Turbo Time." Accessories sold separately, batteries not included.
Love it.
That's a child that's seen that advert one too many times.
How do you know that? Because that was you one day.
That was me one day.
And it was me also. I remember it because I couldn't get the Cool Tools theme tune out of my head.
There was a theme tune for Cool Tools?
Cool Tools.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
And I always wanted the Cool Tools, didn't get the Cool Tools.
You know, there's always that one present, one toy that you fancied that you never got. Like, I never got a Stretch Armstrong, but it's okay.
They were quite shite. I had one, I had a Fetch Armstrong and all.
Oh, nice.
But the Fetch Armstrong was really hard and didn't stretch that far. And also when they were cold, you couldn't really stretch them that much.
Oh, that rules them out in Scotland, full stop.
We lived in a flat in a council estate in Scotland. So, you couldn't stretch the bastard if you tried. So. It transpires, right, that Howard goes in and he's sort of bigging up to Liz and he's like, oh yeah, it's fine, we've sorted it out and that. Just got to get him this toy and that. And then she's like, yeah, I asked you to get it ages ago.
Yeah, she's like, I did ask you 2 weeks ago to get it. You did get it, right?
And he's like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, good, because it would probably be impossible to buy now.
Yeah.
Marvellous.
It is the 23rd of December.
And so that we're adding all the perfect ingredients to this goofy, goofball Christmas comedy now, aren't we?
We are indeed.
It's new Christmas Eve, and Howard sets out to buy the toy, but also tries to sort of make out that he's not going out to buy the toy because Liz already thinks he has the toy, but he does not have the toy.
Yes. That's right. Whew, that was a lot to say in one sentence.
Ken, speaking of toys, bit of a banter in the family recently has been the fact that my grandfather used to refer to the TV remote control as a toy, right?
Yeah.
Which has been a thing in sort of your side of the family for a while. And everybody knows what that means. The toy is the control for the TV. And now your dad's caught wind of it now and is now starting saying it. So it's spreading.
It is spreading. We're spreading joy wherever
if you're
we
there
go.
listening to this, next time you go to ask somebody to pass you the remote control, ask for the toy. And if they look at you like you're mental, you can explain it, all right?
There you go.
The toy.
Ooh, we did that in sync. There's a point where Howard realises that he hasn't got the toy and it's going to be very difficult to get. They just do a shot of him lying in his bed with his eyes wide open like
Yeah, that actually reminds me, we actually have, when it was Kat's idea, I can't take credit for this, Kat decided it would be a fun idea to collect a collection of Mad Arnie faces from throughout this movie. Now they are on social media, on our Instagram, our TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads and Facebook.
Yes.
Alright, so go and seek them out there because they are a laugh.
Oh, guys.
Quite honestly.
What a collection they are. They're a thing of beauty.
But that's one of them. This is one of them.
It is one of them.
Just to circle back, see when he first goes into Jamie's room to apologise?
Yes.
There is that mural of Captain America is insane.
It's so cool.
So, your dad might not be present, but at least you've got all this cool shit.
Well, I think that's part
Am
of...
I missing the point?
No, but I think that is a really good indicator of the issue, is that obviously Howard's working hard so his family can have nice things. It's a beautiful house. Like, he's obviously got loads of nice things.
Cool mural.
Cool mural included. And also, because it was very Marvel, like, there was a Hulk thing on the wall. He's got like fantastic 4 bed sheets. Like, very cool. And before it was like the MCU.
Yeah. Then the kid's got comics as well. He's sitting reading comics, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. But his dad's never around because he's always busy doing other things.
Yeah, no, quite
Priorities
honestly, it's an age-old thing, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Parents work very hard to provide for their children. Sometimes they miss things because they're trying to work hard. And that's another point we get here.
Yeah, it is.
Part of this story is about Howard trying to realise that his family are really important to him. But I don't think it's fully recognising the fact that he is working for them as well. So
that's true.
However,
when Howard does come in, at no point does he really apologise for missing Jamie's class.
Yeah, you actually said at one point that these are crappy apologies. Like, have you just actually apologised?
Like, a sincere apology would have got him much further than like this happened, that, like loads of excuses, and then going, but what can I get you?
Aye, I know, like, we don't have children, and do you know, it's one of these things, like, I have Eve and Lily, who are our nieces, and so we've watched them grow up and been there through all of their lives, right? And you included, both of us have. But, like, I always used to sort of preach that not to speak to them like they were wee kids.
No.
You know, sometimes you can actually give them more credit. You know, kids are intelligent, and so sometimes you can actually speak to them like they're people.
Definitely.
And if they don't understand, you can normally explain. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Is what I've always found. You know what I'm saying?
I wholeheartally agree.
But he doesn't agree, because he's all like, oh cool, I'll buy you a turbo, man.
Even though he's supposed to have done it 2 weeks ago.
I'm not going to the parade. That's what we've been doing, apparently.
Wow, you kind of got a bit Gru there.
Not going to the parade, girls.
There's also a point when Howard is getting ready to leave and he's trying to tell Liz where he's going, because Liz's like, it's Christmas Eve, where are you going? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to the office to pick up the DOLL. I was like, mate, your son's like 8. If he can't
this kid can
doll.
spell.
Yeah.
Also, as Myron says later, it's not a doll, it's an action figure.
Exactly.
I don't know why Myron feels strongly about that, but he says one point. Myron's not in it yet. He's the mailman. Mailman that comes in later. Can we not just also acknowledge that Howard is actually promising something he doesn't have any idea he'll be able to buy?
Yeah.
Only for his wife to tell him this will be impossible to buy, then therefore putting him in the predicament that he'll not be able to bloody get the thing.
I know. See if he'd just been honest from the get-go, but as with most of these films, he comes to that realisation quite late. Also,
and in this section in the movie too, it's also quite evident that Howard doesn't even know who Turbo Man is.
Yeah, when it's clearly a big focus in Jamie's life.
A huge focus in Jamie's life, and he doesn't really care who he is.
Yeah.
But while Howard's heading out the door, Jamie is all like, Dad, remember there's a parade today, and we need to go because Turbo Man is going to be there.
Turbo Man clearly is Jamie's absolute focus.
Well, I feel that he's the focus of many a child from what we see henceforth.
Yeah, definitely.
Henceforth! I don't know what that was.
Henceforth.
Just before Howard leaves as well, we see Jamie is actually there, and he's sitting having breakfast, right? Which is Turbo Man cereal, and he's wearing his Turbo Man pyjamas. So if Howard doesn't care who Turbo Man is, I'm kind of worried about Howard, to be quite honest.
Howard's focus is clearly not his home life.
No, nor the awesomeness that is Turbo Man.
I know, he's missing out.
My mum and dad knew who the Power Rangers were.
So did my
Probably
mum and
knew
dad.
what colour they were as well.
Definitely.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had a Rita Repulsa pencil, and I loved it very much.
Blue, yellow, red, black, green later on.
You've missed one. The most important one.
Pink, Kimberly.
That's the one. Kimberly was my fave.
We also had the White Ranger, who's also the Green Ranger.
Yeah, mind-blowing stuff.
Should I watch through Power Rangers again? Is that silly?
Nah, if you want to do it, do it.
I'm doing it.
Oh dear, that's 2026 sorted for you.
To be honest, I'm still working on Goof Troop. Kind of we were talking about that back in episode 6 this year.
Wow, that's a
very
throwback.
slow chipping away at Goof Troop, but I'm still watching that. So
I know, I hear the theme tune and I'm like, oh, what a bop.
Yeah. How's Howard's leaving to go on his shopping trip to pick up one thing? How hard can that be? And he's leaving, he bumps into Ted,
Great.
who has a reindeer,
Oh,
also
great.
called Ted.
Great.
And he warns Howard that it might get slippy outside, so might want to wrap some chains around his tyres. And I was like, is this him being considerate, or is he just being a smarmy git? I can't tell.
I think he's just a know-it-all.
Howard, by the way, they say it may get icy later. You might want to wrap some chains around those tires.
Maybe I should wrap some chains around you.
What?
He sort of murs under his breast, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Ted just doesn't quite hear it.
Thank goodness. I think Ted's too busy glowing in his own self-satisfaction.
He's a jobby.
Especially at this point, he mentions about that he's got his son Johnny, a Turbo Man, and it's been nestled under his tree for 2 weeks.
It's been safely nestled under our tree.
Yeah, and it's like just what you want to hear when you know you're going on an impossible task. Thanks, Ted. And Ted the reindeer.
Ted the reindeer's alright, I like him.
I'm not sure about Ted.
Both Teds.
Yeah, either. Take your pick.
To be fair, he gets straight up into a fight with the reindeer later, so spoiler, there's a reindeer fight.
There is. Howard makes it to a shop and he joins the throng of people outside the front door, and he pushes his way to the front and the store is shut. But it's 2 minutes to opening, and he starts arguing with the manager of the shop saying, but it's only 2 minutes, surely you could open. And the guy's holding up a clock like, no.
He's open, is like, what a power trip, eh?
And having worked in a shop where people did queue to get in, It's just like, mate.
I remember working Christmas Eve. And so, by the way, there's a lot of this story that Kat and I can relate to because we both work retail at Christmas.
We have.
A lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I remember working Christmas Eve and I was having to shut the shop to go home. And it was, people would be hammering on the door, like kind of like when you watch a zombie movie and they're on the windows like, trying to get in.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. Oh, I need to get a present. And it's like, sorry, mate.
Yeah, you've had...
It's last minute on Christmas Eve and you've not got in and you're in head be it, mate.
Yeah, totally. You've had loads of time. You've had
we
the same amount of
want to
time
get
around.
home and enjoy our Christmas Eve, which you could have done also if you were more prepared, so eat shit.
Definitely. It was always a nightmare. I worked for a famous health and beauty brand and they sold perfume, and Christmas Eve was always the worst because like folk would just come in and buy anything.
Yeah, but you always used to tell me this, like, oh, we sold umpteen bottles of the most expensive perfume because guys would come in and go, I'll buy the most expensive one because it's more impressive.
Yeah, and it always smelled like dross.
But that's the other thing that annoys me though. Every time I buy somebody a gift, I've thought about it for a while normally.
Yeah.
Or thought, what can I get that they might like? Even if it's a voucher, I want to make sure I get the right one.
Yeah.
Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, so how can you do that? Especially, it's like, oh, annoys me, man.
Yeah, I think it's all about priorities. And I think this film teaches us about that more than anything else.
It also teaches us sometimes people can have a lot going on in their lives and that might be why these things tend to slip. So, you know. But that being said, you can't expect us to open the door to let you in when we want to get home because it's Christmas Eve.
Exactly. Not happening. And this person was maybe taking it a bit too far on Christmas Eve by not opening 2 minutes early when the big crowd was there. But anyway.
Again, that was that sort of over-the-top comedy bit, wasn't it? The like, you know, it was totally... Nah. There's a lot of that in this movie, like there was in the last movie we talked about. We've essentially picked 2 completely over-the-top, silly goofball comedies to do for 2 Christmas specials this year.
I think we picked well. Howard is pulled back from the front of the queue because he's obviously joined very late with only 2 minutes to go to the opening.
Yeah, some brave man grabs Arnold Schwarzenegger and shoves him in the back of the queue.
I know.
That would be me. I'd be like, I was at the front of the queue. I don't care how big you are. Get bent. That's what I'd say.
Well, you would be by yourself, sir.
Oh, I wouldn't say that to Arnie because he seems like he'd be nice.
He does seem like he'd be nice, yeah. At this point, Howard meets Myron Larrabee, who is played by Sinbad.
Love this guy.
Who turns out to be a postal worker who is on the hunt for the same toy that he is.
Seriously, a postie at Christmas was such a hilarious idea to include that I genuinely think it could have a movie of its own.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because some of the stuff that Myron has rants throughout the movie about being a postie, right? I don't think I've got noted down many of them or that, but if you watch the film, Myron goes on a lot about being a postie and how annoying it is.
Yeah, he does.
And it's fun shtick that it doesn't get old for me when I watch it.
No, I really like it, but there is one point. So at this point when they're introduced to each other, Myron's on a bit of a rant. And
as he often does.
And Howard is watching the door like a hawk, waiting for it to open.
Yeah.
And Myron keeps grabbing his shoulder to turn around so he's looking at him while he's ranting, and it makes me feel really uncomfortable because that's the sort of thing that I really don't like. Also,
the best bit is like, oh, my wife sent me here to get some sort of toy called Turtle Man, right? And I swear to God, and then so that Myron does this through the whole movie. He doesn't call him Turbo Man, he calls him Turtle Man, and it's stupid and shouldn't be that funny, but God, it tickles me.
Yeah, it's very funny, especially it's just the way he says it as well. Turtle Man.
He also has a theory that there's toy cartels or something.
Okay.
He goes on a total rant to Howard about how there's cartels and they're linked up to the toy industry or something. And I'm like, could you be honest, son? But then I lost him.
Yeah, maybe.
I was like, he could be honest, son. And I'm like, oh no, wait, I can't follow this.
Yeah,
He's lost me.
Yeah, I've been moving through the crowd to get away from Myron, for sure. So we finally pass by the 2 minutes and the shop opens and the floodgates open and everybody rushes through the door.
Yeah, I think somebody's got a foot tire print on their face. Sorry, a footprint. There are no tire prints. Nobody's rallying through the door to a ram raid. Is ram raid a thing only here?
No, I don't think so.
Right, okay.
I think ram raid might be in other areas.
Ram raid's when you ram a car through the front of a shop and steal everything in the shop. Yeah. And by the way, we're laughing because that happens here.
Not in our town, but towns nearby us.
I would not be surprised if it happened to any of the shops in this town.
Yeah, neither would I.
No.
But anyway, not the point. But yes, the footprint on the face is most excellent. I really did enjoy that.
Tire print, please.
Tire print, yeah. While they're rushing around the shop, they see a lot of sold out signs because it transpires that, unsurprisingly, the Turbo Mans are sold out. But never fear, there's plenty of booster left.
That's it. It's fine, you can get booster. Brilliant.
Nobody wants a booster.
I want a booster, but I'll tell you what I'd be taking off those little gold pants and be like, right, booster, you're cool, get your panties off. Oh wait, no, that sounds So that sounds dirty, I don't want to do that.
Oh, please also never use the word panties again.
I know, I'm so sorry. But anyway, no, but the little gold pants are weird.
They are
Sorry,
weird.
getting all sexy with booster. But get your pants off. What? This isn't getting any better.
It's getting worse.
My point is, the toy would look better without golden pants, all right?
Yeah,
and I think everybody can agree.
Why don't they just give him like purple shorts like the Hulk?
No,
Sorted.
doesn't he need any shorts? Chewbacca didn't have shorts or pants or anything.
That's a fair point.
He just had a bullet belt and it was cool, right?
Yeah. Howard decides he's going to ask an assistant to see if there's any turbo men left. And they just laugh in his face.
Yeah.
He starts off with one guy, and the one guy calls over his pal and says, "You'll never guess what this guy's asking for."
They very obnoxiously laugh in his face, and every time I watch the movie, I want to punch the both of them in the face.
Yeah.
Which he nearly does.
He does. He shows great restraint.
He grabs one of them and he goes, "Where's your Christmas spirit?"
The thing is, it's not even one of them. He grabs one in each hand and lifts them up.
Jesus.
And then they start being a bit more polite to him, funny enough. And they say that a lady has just left with the last one that she had on layaway, and she was in a fur jacket. But Myron's standing right behind him at this point and hears that as well.
Yeah.
So a chase ensues to get out of the shop to try and get the lady.
Including a toy car, a remote control car, and he trips Myron up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's incredible accuracy with a remote control car. For a man who doesn't have any remote control car experience, I'm on a bit.
Yes, Howard does very well with the remote control car, and it also must be a very good remote control car, because certainly the ones that I had, the radio transmitter would never have really gone round a corner.
No, really. I'd love to get one.
Be a straight line.
I'd love to get one of the sort of modern ones now and go and have a good go about with it.
Well, there you go, that's your Christmas sorted. I'll speak to Santa.
It's a bit late. Santa's already tied all that up already by now, probably.
Or return your booster gold.
You could just go to a shop on Christmas Eve and buy me some expensive perfume if you want.
Yeah, that's the way most people do it, apparently.
Preferably aftershave. It's more of my thing, but that's fine.
I'll see what I can get.
Also, this is the bit where he famously looks at Myron when he's on the ground and goes, "Poor baby."
Yeah. But
it was in the trailer. I remember it from the trailer.
Was it? Aye. There you go. Before that, he goes, "This is war."
This is war.
Just to the little boy that's sitting playing with the remote control car, he grabs the controller and goes, "This is war."
The wee boy's like, "Do you know what? I'm not getting involved. I've seen Commando." Right?
Yep. I'm staying well out of this, sir. You look quite mad. So both Myron and Howard run out onto the street, chasing after the lady in the car, who drives off rather swiftly when she sees the two of them chasing after her, because it does look like a carjacking.
Yeah.
But the Turbo Man is pressed against the back of the car.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
taunting him.
Yeah, if that was me, I'd be putting that in like the footwell or something so nobody can see it.
Yeah, totally.
It's the hottest toy around right now.
That's 100% getting stolen.
Yeah.
So, silly lady.
Into my footwell, I'm going straight to him. I'm going to wrap it in black paper before I leave the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a bit much, but I would.
I'm sure
it's a bit much, but I would do it.
Yeah, better safe than sorry on Christmas Eve.
Exactly. Well, whilst he's trying to figure out which woman it is that has the Turbo Man, he accosts some wifey on the street. And she turns round and he's like, "I'll buy all your shopping off you." Because he thinks she has the Turbo Man. She's only got a booster on her, funnily enough. But
bloody booster.
But the woman that he accosts is a woman called Yardley Smith. Now, I've Googled that and I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she's famous because she's Lisa Simpson.
No way.
So
another Simpsons connection.
We have another actual Simpsons tie-in this episode.
Wow.
Not just us talking about the Simpsons, but an actual Simpsons tie-in.
Amazing.
So I can't help but wonder if she knew Phil Hartman from working on The Simpsons. Although as far as I know, voice actors don't always know each other that well when they're working on the same project at all times.
Yeah, maybe not.
But regardless, I think it's pretty big coincidence.
Yeah, well, you think Simpsons is at its peak at that point, really.
But I knew I recognised her face. She has been in a lot in person too, but she is Lisa Simpson. So
I've been watching through The Big Bang Theory again. And I'm pretty sure she was in an episode of that I watched recently.
Aye.
Yeah, because I was looking at her face and I was like, I'm sure that's you.
She's also got a very distinct look and voice, so it's hardly surprising people want her in their stuff.
Oh, definitely.
I've just got a note here that says, "Car woman is a maniac." I don't know who that is.
I think it's the woman driving away. She does drive away like a maniac.
All right, well, she's a maniac then.
Yeah.
I'll stick to what I wrote down earlier.
Yeah, I'm sticking by you. Because I've also written, why is she driving like it's a carjacking? We then go on to see a montage of Howard searching the city for a Turbo Man doll.
It's gotta be a montage. Even Rocky had a montage.
Yeah, there's some good things in this montage.
Including Nat King Cole's A Christmas Song was the best thing about this montage because it is my favourite Christmas song ever. Hands down.
Even the opening bars
beautiful.
Of that song just encapsulate Christmas.
Do you know what? It's maybe not as good as Cheeky Christmas, but
Maybe not, but Little Liz.
That was, of course, a joke.
Of course.
The Cheeky Christmas song is a universally terrible song.
Oh yeah, it's one of the worst Christmas tie-ins I've ever heard.
Yeah. But also, you know, I meant to mention earlier, we also had Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, so this film does have a lot of the bigger Christmas hits in it. It's quite cool.
It really does, yeah. It's got quite a good soundtrack.
You know, music being the other huge part of Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next to movies for me and you as well.
Mm-hmm. And many people out there. But yeah, Nat King Cole really sets this off as well. There's another classic thing in this where you see like the neon lights coming up over Howard's face when he's driving around, like, oh God, I'm searching everywhere.
Is that parodying something or is it just a trope?
I think it's just a trope.
Because I'm like, I feel like that's parodying something we didn't know. It's probably a classic movie and I can't place it, which is terrible, but...
Probably, but...
I don't know.
Yeah,
if you're out there and you're listening and you know if that's parodying something, go and tell us.
Yeah,
I'd
what
like
did
to
it
know.
first? We would love to know. There is something that I don't think any other movie will emulate, though, ever. And that is the tyre of Howard's car turning into a clock.
It was cool. I saw it again last night. I was chatting to Dad at the time, but I turned around and I saw it. I was like, oh, that's a cool wee transition, that. Yeah. Hey, it's a nice idea. You see the tyre of the car and you see the clock inside the tyre because you know it's showing you a passage of time. But
yeah.
You didn't need the clock to do that. That's what montages are for, but still. I did also notice that Turbo Man the movie is showing at the local cinema when he passes it.
That's right, yeah. Very Turbo Man themed Christmas this year.
So Turbo Man's even got his own movie.
We see Liz at home at this point, and she is baking some lovely cookies, and Ted is clearly stopped by with his son to play with Jamie and offers to lend Liz a hand and just kind of being overly friendly, which makes me feel... It
is like, you know, sort of boundary limit reached, like...
Well reached.
No, like his wee things, but he's like, oh, I think you should go and take a shower, and he's like unpinning her apron for her, but he gets really close and puts his arms around her to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got really close to my microphone to do that. Sorry, I was going to be like, oh, that's going to be even worse. Sorry.
Double whammy.
I know, but he's like, he goes round and he's like, he goes round and they get really close to her. It's creepy.
It's awful. Like, it creeps me right out. So yeah, he takes the apron off of her and then puts it on himself, which, like, just stop. But it's quite funny because at this point, the mask slips a bit for Ted because...
Pipe down in there!
Yeah, he burns his fingers on one of the cookies because he's trying to have a sneaky cookie while Liz is away having a shower, and then he snaps at the kids.
Because he's burned himself and he gets angry at them for it.
Yeah, to be fair, they are being annoying. They're just basically
I want to be Turbo Man. I want to be Turbo Man. It's like, how's about both of you can be Booster? Shut up.
Yeah. Where's your gold pants?
You're Booster, you're Dementor. I'm Turbo Man. That's what I'd say.
There you go. Argument solved. Howard takes this moment to pull over and call home from a payphone, and Ted answers. Ted mentions that Liz is taking a shower while he's enjoying some of Liz's lovely cookies.
This is a very much an iconic bit for us and for our friends as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We say this all the time.
Shout out to Rab and Chappie, especially because they too love this bit. In fact, Bob and all, my three best boys.
Yeah.
We often watch this film, and this is one of our favourite sort of standout moments. Eh?
Merry Christmas, Langston residents.
Hi. Ted?
Howard, hey buddy, how's it going out there? Everything okay?
Yeah, fine. Ted, I need to speak to Liz. Can you get me?
Oh, Howard, excuse me, but your wife's cookies are out of this world.
What the? Who told you you could eat my cookies?
I'm just having Liz out a little in the kitchen. She's baking up a storm here.
Ted, I need to speak to my wife. Could you get her on the phone, please?
I think she's in the shower, Howard. Do you want me to go check?
No! I mean, no, it's fine. On your way out, just tell her I will be a few minutes late, but she shouldn't worry.
Oh, she won't worry. I mean, I'm here and... Oh, these cookies! I gotta get the recipe from Liz.
Put that cookie down! No!
No!
Wow. I do apologise to Mr. Schwarzenegger for my impression.
Oh, God. Honestly, Kat, you had to do so much Arnieing. It was unbelievable the other night when we did these. And I was blown away by how much of a trooper you were doing it. And also, on your way out.
It was really difficult to do the accent and the emphasis.
Yeah.
My throat was actually sore the next day.
It was so much fun, Kat, honestly.
But I feel like I've taken a little bit of Arnie with me now and I'm carrying him at all times. I think Ted is one of those people that you'd have to treat like that, though, to get him to take the hint. I just think he would be oblivious and just, no, well, meh.
Aye. Also, he's a total tube.
He is a tube. After that disastrous phone call, Howard bumps into Myron again, who offers to team up to help to find the doll together, and Howard says nah, doesn't fancy it.
Yeah, he's not up for teaming up at all, is he?
No.
He's like, I respectfully have to say no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate his candour at this point.
Aye.
But also, what's going to happen if they team up and they find $1? Are they going to take like an arm and a leg each? Like, it's not going to work.
No.
They hear the word on the street from somebody shouting for some reason. Why you would shout this, I'll never know. That they might be able to buy a Turbo Man at Mall of America because one of the shops had a last minute shipment. Very exciting.
Yep.
So there's like a whole lot of people that run off to their cars, including Howard. And when Howard gets in his car in a reverse, he backs into a police bike that belongs to the officer he bumped into earlier.
Yeah, it's you broke my little mirror. That's what he's like.
Yeah, just at the exact moment that Howard is trying to pick up the bike because he knocked it over and okay, the mirror did break, but he was going to try and pick it up and move off, I think.
That's one of those little sound bites. For some reason, I've remembered this time round because I've not got that written down anywhere. You broke my little mirror.
Have you been looking at my notes? 'Cause I've got it written down
No
there.
way.
Yeah. So funny.
Also, I don't know why I said it like Ted. You broke my little mirror.
I think as much as I can't turn off Arnie now, you can't turn off Ted.
No, I can't turn off Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman has taken part of you. All you see at the end there is the officer saying, license and registration, please, as he did when he was getting the speeding ticket. At which point, Myron drives by and laughs out of his van window.
His little postie van. It looks so small and compact.
It is dinky, yeah.
Like round here, our posties have got big vans.
Yeah, they have. You wouldn't mess with a Royal Mail van round here.
Myron driving past and laughing at him brings me joy for some reason. It's so bad. But I think it's just because he's like, ha ha ha, look at it.
It's so petty. I love it.
Anyway, the next scene happens in the Mall of America, but in my notes I've just got Mull, which is not where this happens. Right.
It's on the Isle of Mull.
The Isle of Mull. It's not as exciting there. No, I bet you the Mull's beautiful. I've never been to Mull, so...
To my shame, I've never been to any of the islands, so we need to rectify
I'm trying to cast my brain. I don't know if I have. Up north, plenty, but no in the islands. So Highlands, aye, but no so much the islands.
Highlands, yes. Islands, no. We need to get that rectified.
We actually have said we were thinking about doing multiple different wee trips this year.
Yeah.
One of them was we're thinking about doing some island hopping. So we'll see. We'll see. You never know what 2026 will bring.
Lottery win, hopefully.
That'd be nice. Do all the islands in a day on a helicopter. That kind of goes against the nature island hopping, eh?
It really does.
So at the Mall of America, Toy World is one of the shops in there, and it's holding a lottery for who will be able to buy the dolls at double the marketed price.
That's cheeky.
The guy's like, due to the laws of supply and demand, when you state laws, you're already being an asshole, by the way, in that scenario.
Also, I don't think that's a real law.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, didn't he say it's that? But he's like, the market price has just doubled. And it's like, how many does it? The two wee guys at either side of him are like, ha, 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 ha. Like, they're laughing. They're loving that they're milking these freaking customers for all they're worth. And that, I find that really funny.
Yeah, it's really funny, especially because he's taking so much pleasure in it, but he's also using like a kid's sort of megaphone set.
Yeah, that's right, because it's a toy shop.
Yeah.
Which kind of stands to reason. But...
It does, but he's just so serious. Like, okay, honestly, power trip much. Especially Christmas Eve, mate.
I know, Do you know what struck me here? This is ×2 Christmas movies, ×2 mall scenes.
The mall.
Mull scenes. No, but there actually is.
Yeah.
Because but like I said to you, I think I said last time, malls are sort of Christmassy. And so this is 2 Christmas films we've talked about, and there's been mall scene in each. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, I think like shopping and Christmas are intrinsically linked, unfortunately. You can't really get away from it. Even though in Christmas the Cranks, they weren't actually shopping.
They weren't at the mall to get shopping in that movie. They were there eating fish tacos and got a tan.
Oh, horrible mixture.
Not a very good day. Especially not at Christmas time.
No, definitely not.
Especially when those fish tacos are coming from an Irish pub. But in a scrum to get the balls for the ballot, Howard accuses Myron of getting 2 balls. And then Myron's tackled by the lunatic customers because they think he's got 2 balls. It's like a mob mentality. I genuinely wrote here, right? Quite honestly, right? If this happened at our local shopping centre, right, there would be some sort of violent crime or a murder, right? I'm not kidding.
I think you're right. I think people would get way too serious about this.
The very fact that, and I've not asked my dad and my mum and dad about going to buy me the Buzz Lightyear and Woody, or years prior, my brother and I, the Turtles, because that was the same sort of buzz, right? I've not asked if there was any violent acts during those shopping trips, and I'll just keep it that way.
Yeah, just keep the image of the Christmas scene that
I'll keep
you
the
want.
mystery, right? Didn't ask my dad, I didn't want to know, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want my Buzz Lightyear and Woody, which are still around somewhere, to be blood-soaked, all right? This toy's history is soaked in blood.
The violent history of Woody and Buzz. I do think that having a lottery was the fairest way for them to do it. I genuinely do. However, using bouncy balls was not a wise move.
No, it was not.
No.
It was not wise. But it did make for good comedy value.
It did.
And it makes the next scene more fun, but you're right, it's silly to use bouncy balls.
I also love the fact that Myron didn't have 2 balls, but
No.
because Howard didn't get any, he was like, he's got 2!
I don't
He's
think...
got 2!
I wasn't... Wow, well done. I wasn't sure if he did have 2 balls and it was Arnie's way of dobbing him in it, or if it was actually, he was just lying.
I think
he was just lying.
I think Howard got 0 and Myron got 1, but Howard told everybody he had 2, so he got tackled, and then they both ended up with none.
Howard ends up chasing a ball through the mall, right? and basically some kid ends up with the ball because it bounces off the balcony and the bairn catches it in the buggy, and then Howard ends up frantically chasing this bairn around play areas and everything trying to get the ball back.
Yes.
Even being accused of being a pervert in the process because he tries to grab the bairn's mouth. The bairn puts the ball in her mouth and he's like, he tries to grab it.
Yeah.
And
To be
then he
fair.
gets handbags assault. Maybe all the women come and batter him with their handbags.
And a roll of wrapping paper because it makes a very distinctive sound.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's like dum, which by the way we only found last night, so we didn't single it as a good sound, but it was a great sound.
Don't worry, we've got some good sounds in the bank. I admire them use it, like doing these scenes, and we were talking about this last night, was that the fact that using a bouncy ball for these scenes made it even more difficult, because these days they would just CGI that ball in.
Yeah, Mum said that last night. She was like, that must have been really difficult to do with bouncy balls. And I'm like, that is insightful, because that's true. That would have been a nightmare.
It's so true. Like, some of the scenes are so intricate, but I think it makes for a good laugh. Chasing a bouncy ball around this really busy shopping mall.
But there's a great soundtrack in this part of the movie, and it's a classic piece of music, and it is Russian Dance from the Nutcracker, Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker.
It is excellent.
Russian Dances tends to be the shortened title, because you know what classical music is like, and I'll tell you what, and much because of your influence of movie soundtracks, I've been listening to a lot of movie soundtracks, but it's sort of then had me tangentially go on to listen to lots of just classical stuff. But try to remember the names of things, man.
Very difficult.
Opus this and act that, and it gets a bit confusing, so I think that's why a lot of them have got subtitles. And
I think particularly the ones that have been used as ballets are very difficult.
yeah, because I like listening to whole ballets because you just get a whole great collection. So like I found a compilation that was the best of Swan Lake, Nutcracker and Sleeping Beauty. So it's like the best of Tchaikovsky, basically.
Yeah, greatest hits.
Aye, totally. It was it's the greatest hits of Tchaikovsky. After the bag bashing, Howard then basically bumps into the mall Santa Claus, who's Jim Belushi, by the way.
Yes,
Brother
he
of
is.
John Belushi. And his elf, who's played by Danny Woodburn, who I also recognise. They offer to sell him a Turbo Man.
They do it in a really interesting way, where the elf has a photo of himself with today's paper and a Turbo Man.
Yeah, what's that about? Just to prove that he's got the Turbo Man.
Yeah, just to prove that, like, we've still got one today.
Show him the picture, and it's like, you're like, right, well, come on.
Yeah.
But I love how they swindle Howard and they take advantage of a guy who really who's doing on his luck. It's gold, actually. Yeah. And Jim Belushi plays this part brilliantly.
He really does. He
and
sells
actually,
it well.
one of the only scenes that Kat and I could identify as being a scene that was part of the extended cut is coming up. Mm-hmm. And it was Jim being Jim, and it was really funny. So the Santa and the elf take Howard to a warehouse which is full of Santas, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also noticed last night there was some Mrs. Clauses helping out alongside the elves. Yes.
There's elves too, that's right. What I loved about this is when they go into the warehouse, they knock on the door and he's like, password. Or Santa answers the door and he's like, password. And he just slides the thing and he looks a bit like Peter Capaldi if he was dressed as Santa.
He does a bit.
And then Jim Belushi goes, jingle bells. Birdman smells.
Yeah. Such a good password. And the secret knock is Jingle Bells as well.
The knock is Jingle Bells.
Yeah. Very on brand. I love it.
So in the extended version, as we chatted about, this is that scene happens, and it's basically a Santa sing-along, isn't it?
It is.
Including with a Santa barbershop quartet.
Yeah, they form very quickly.
Yeah, they do. They've done this before, right? They have spent their time practicing this in their breaks. Mm-hmm. And it transpires that the mall Santa is the leader of a band of counterfeit toy makers. But I do enjoy this because they're singing The Little Boy That Santa Claus Forgot, which I didn't really know. Right, And I was like, is this written for this movie? But I could obviously find a version by Nat King Cole.
Of course.
So the lyrics to the song, right, are, he's a little boy that Santa Claus forgot, and goodness knows he didn't want a lot. He sent a note to Santa for some soldiers and a drum. It broke his little heart when he found Santa hadn't come. In the street he envies all those lucky boys, then wanders home to last year's broken toys.
Oh.
I'm so sorry for that laddie. He hasn't got a daddy.
Good Lord.
The little boy that Santa Claus forgot. That's
Very
it.
sad.
But I just enjoyed Jim Belushi going, I feel sorry for that laddie at the top of his voice. It's a great musical number and really fun interlude in the movie, and it's mad that they cut it. Especially when it's no like the film was overly long. They could have kept it in.
Yeah, for especially like to cut out like 30 seconds.
Yeah, listen, if you get a chance to see the extended version of this film next time, watch it because this scene's quite funny. I found it funny and I liked
I thought
it.
it was good. And also, I think at this point, the Santa, like Jim Belushi's Santa, is talking about how, like, you know, this is for like all the kids that wake up on Christmas morning and they open a bundle of clothes instead of toys, and this is for every kid that sat on Santa's lap. And it does tie in quite nicely that kind of, this is why we're doing this. We're doing it for the kids.
Yeah, they're doing it for the kids, but you know, that'll be $300.
No, chocolate kisses. Yes, dollars.
Ugh, I can't believe this. Whatever happened to your lofty ideals, huh? I thought you were doing all this for the kids.
Well, sure. But I don't see why we can't pick up a little loose change in the process.
$300
For a toy.
So they're making out. That's why Howard. That's why Howard calls him out, because he's like, you've just rattled off this musical number to me about how you care about the kids, but you're asking for $300.
Wild.
Supply and demand. The law says, right, according to
so.
that man. So Howard gets the doll for Santa, and when he examines it, it speaks Spanish and then falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah. It speaks Spanish and then he actually opens the box and he's like, oh, no, don't do that. And then just the arm drops out of the box.
But Jim Belushi's like, oh yeah, some assembly is required.
he's a con artist.
But yeah, that's exactly what he accuses them of being, and they didn't take kindly to that, do they?
All sales are final.
You know what you guys are? Nothing but sleazy con men in red suits.
What did you call us?
You heard me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
In the North Pole, them is fighting words, partner.
I love he was ready to throw down as well. He throws his cup on the floor when he says it.
Yeah.
Them's fighting words, partner.
Yeah. Nobody slags off Santa on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I actually had to jot it down here. In the North Pole, them are fighting words, partner, because it just made me laugh that much. So Howard ends up in an inevitable brawl with the whole gang of Santas. Howard narrowly escapes arrest during the police raid in the warehouse by posing as an undercover police officer with a toy police badge that he grabs from a bundle of toys in a box or something.
It was fast thinking on Howard's part.
Very much.
It was
He's
very
like, this
good.
is a sleazy operation. And he goes
Yeah.
like...
It's sloppy. Wait till the commissioner hears about this.
He does, eh?
Yeah.
He really goes for it.
He really
but
does.
like, the best part about this, right, the Santa brawl is chaos.
It
right?
is chaos.
And it just had me thinking of SantaCon New York City 2021.
Oh yeah, the chaos that was.
Do you remember this
I
story?
do.
Oh my lord, I will post a link to an article about it, because I read an article about it the other day.
Wow.
Because I was like, oh, I need to remember what that was again. But honestly, it cracks me up. And the irony as well is that it started as a much more peaceful, calm tradition in Copenhagen.
Oh really?
And then by the time it hits New York City, it's starting a riot.
Carnage.
They even called it, because it's called SantaCon, they even dubbed it in the papers Bad SantaCon, which was...
Because I think that's what I had seen it as Bad
that's
SantaCon.
But that's what it made me think of. But listen, we've got a few things here. We've got Paul White, a.k.a. The Giant, a.k.a. The Big Show, wrestler for WWE, WCW as well. AEW as well. They'd done coverage, didn't they? I think he was like a pundit sort of thing at
That's
AEW.
right.
He plays this gigantic Santa that we looked to fight Arnold Schwarzenegger, eh?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, ugh. It's an interesting one because there's a really... It's funny, right? I'm sorry. I have to say that it made me laugh when I watched it.
It made me laugh too.
It's when Vern Troyer is in this scene too, by the way. Vern Troyer's dressed as a Santa and he's on the back of Arnold Schwarzenegger, which in itself is quite a humorous image. Arnie ducks down and so Paul White punches Vern Troyer and Vern Troyer goes flying across the room.
Yeah, it's an impressive stunt.
It's an impressive stunt. Vern Troyer made made his career based on these kinds of roles. Films like this, films like Bubble Boy, films like Austin Powers.
Yeah.
He played those parts because he knew it played to his strengths, and he was okay with it.
Yeah,
right?
he was okay with it, yeah.
I understand that a lot of little people might not feel the same way.
Yeah.
Right? But my argument for that would be if this was a full-sized man, this would be equally as funny, possibly. Because Paul White is a gigantic man, so him punching anyone and them going flying would be hilarious. It is a bit that lands. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But obviously, would you see it in a film now? I'm not so sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure you would.
Maybe would.
Maybe.
You maybe would, because I guess it's up to the actor playing the part. If an actor's a little person and they want to play that part and they think it's going to be a good bit, and they do it. Exploitation in films has happened for a very long time.
It has.
Look at actors like Michael Berryman, who's been cast in horror movies specifically because of the way he looks for his whole career.
Yep.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
House of Eyes, he was in Devil's Rejects as well, you know, playing those horror parts because of the way he looked, you know, and he made a living on it. And it's a weird one, isn't it?
It is a weird one. I think there's one thing that might work in this film's favour is that Vern Troyer's actually dressed as Santa. He's not dressed as an elf.
He's not dressed as an elf.
So he's just part of the gang there as
He's
Santa.
even got quite an impressive little fake white beard.
Yeah, what I always end up...
Because that's where it fooled me, because you went, it's Vern Troyer, and I went, no, that beard looks too real.
What I end up looking at every single time I watch this film is their eyebrows.
Aye.
The snow in the
They've
eyebrows
got
is impressive.
like frosted, snowy eyebrows.
Yeah.
Which is really clever, because you can see it really close up on Jim Belushi's face.
Yes.
But I just think that's an interesting thing. You know, exploitation because the people in the movies are in the movies because of the way they look, but the people that those people get the parts, but then the worry, I guess, is that they only get those parts.
That is the worry.
It's a very complex argument that we are no equipped to tackle here on Rank Rotten. We did get a giggle out of it, but we're willing to identify how the scene could be problematic in today's world, I guess.
And that's all you can say for a film from 1996.
Exactly. But I will say it was fun when I realised it was Vern Troyer. I loved Vern Troyer very much.
Absolutely.
Very
Always
funny man.
Great comedic time in that, man.
He did, eh?
One of my favourite parts of the raid when the police come in is that Danny Woodburn shouts, "It's the Grinch! Scatter!"
He does. Mum loved that last night.
It was so funny.
She burst out laughing. It's the Grinch! Scatter! The Grinch. There's also a part when he's fighting, he's got a giant candy cane, Arnie, and he smacks 4 Santas in a row with it in quick succession.
Yeah.
That was 5. It's class.
Yeah. Really good. There's also a Santa that's got nunchucks.
Candy cane nunchucks, by the way.
No less, I would expect no less. From Kung Fu Santa.
Sort of exhausted at his sort of the nightmare he's had trying to get this bloody thing. And he runs out of petrol and all. Howard ends up at a diner, eh?
He does.
And he's like, I'll call home to tell Liz the truth. I'm going to tell her what's happened. And obviously Jamie answers, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
By the way, in the meantime here, Ted's organising some sort of event on the street with the reindeer.
Yeah, it's like a street party.
Yeah. Jamie answers the phone and explains to his dad that his mum isn't there because she's next door petting Ted.
Yeah, nothing else to it.
Hello.
Jamie, how you doing, old buddy?
Hi, Dad. I knew you'd call.
Hey, listen.
Let me talk to your mother.
You can't.
Why not?
She's next door petting Ted.
She's what?
Your mother.
Your mother.
But yeah, it's obviously the reindeer he's referring to.
Yeah, the reindeer's also called
The
Ted.
reindeer's also called Ted, so
Which I think was only put in.
for this joke, and I'm not mad about it.
No, I like it. It was set up nicely.
Although I will say, I'm not mad about it, but hi, Dad, I knew you'd call.
I know.
It grinds on me every time, which is why when I did the impression, I really hammed it up because it does annoy me.
But also, you're not far off the mark, actually.
No,
So even
no.
though you're hamming it up.
No, really. I feel bad for saying it. Do you know what I'm saying? That like Jake Lloyd has famously had a troubled time growing up because of this fame that he had as a kid, and for everybody picking at him for not being as good an actor.
Yeah.
But he's a child.
He's a child.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm allowed to. We're sitting laughing about it now, and that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
But to hate on somebody for it's a different ball game altogether.
Goodness.
You know, and when I watch episode 1, which by the way I'm quite fond of because it came around at a very influential time. I was 12 years old when that
Yes.
film came out,
Yeah.
right? I love that film.
Mhm.
I really do, and he's part of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
Absolutely. Intrinsically linked to it.
probably did a better job than Hayden Christensen did in the next 2 installments.
Oh, no, I wouldn't go that far.
I would. I'm allowed to hate on Hayden Christensen because he's a grown man.
Yeah, him you can direct here.
But no, I think it's just worth pointing out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. And I think he's working the material he's given as well, and he's trying his best with it. Like, I think he does a better job than I probably could do as an adult.
Yeah, but I
so-
also think it's all about, if you're a director, it's about getting the right performance out of the kid.
Yeah.
You've got to do that well. The kid needs a lot of direction.
Yeah.
And it's no something that I'm no convinced he got it.
I don't think he got it either.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was definitely better in episode 1 than he was in this.
Yeah.
He keeps reminding Howard of his promise that he'd be home in time for the annual holiday wintertainment parade.
Yeah, he does.
Because Turbo Man's going to be there and it means a lot to him.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing. He wants Howard to be home so they can go to the parade.
Yeah.
He wants to spend time with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know he wants the Turbo Man for Christmas, but actually, and I'm only really realising this now, which means the film maybe didn't do its job. Honestly, right? The film maybe didn't do its job, because only now I'm realising, actually, to Jamie, the most important thing was spending the time with his dad at Christmas to go and see Turbo Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going, oh no, about the toy.
No.
He's going, oh no, about spending time with his dad.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, you haven't been here all day.
That
and
may be
all
on
that sort of
me.
stuff.
That may be on me for not noticing it as much till now.
Maybe a little bit.
Howard loses his shit here. His patience has wore thin with this frickin' mailman and stupid men at toy shops, bouncy balls and annoying children. Basically, he's like, Ken, I've had enough. I've had it up to here with Turbo Man.
Yeah, I think Jamie kind of quotes Turbo Man at him.
He quotes Turbo Man at him. He says, always keep your promises if you want to keep your friends. So he says it.
I'm done with this Turbo Man.
I'm done with
I don't want to use this Turbo Man.
I want it up to here with this Turbo Man, you little shit. That's what he's like. But no, he loses it and immediately feels terrible about it.
We've all been there.
True.
As an adult, you have 100% been there, where you're just like, oh, what have I done?
Yep. Whether it's with another adult or a child, I've also
Yeah.
been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, Jamie then gives him it back though.
He's like, eat shit, Dad.
Long story short,
I've got a new dad now. His name's Ted. Slams the phone down.
He means the reindeer.
My daddy's a reindeer. TLC. That'll be the next show. Daddy was a reindeer.
At which point, like after Jamie shouting and slams down the phone on Howard, Liz walks in and goes, "Damn you, Howard."
Yeah, to be fair, she's not wrong.
Yeah. Especially it's Christmas Eve. Keep it light. Want to keep everybody happy and not wound up to the moon.
But I mean, around this time, at this point in the film, we get, I'll be home for Christmas.
Oh, beautiful.
It's Frank Sinatra.
The soundtrack is great.
It's like I say, there's a Christmas greatest hits going on in here.
Yeah.
Although I'll be home for Christmas isn't the one that we listen to every year, but it's definitely one we know. So
Myron also joins Howard at this diner, Mickey's Diner, and they share their experiences over a nice cup of coffee, which after a trying day sounds quite nice.
it's coffee plus.
Yeah, they spice it up with a little bit of bevy, which is always great when you're getting behind the wheel of a vehicle again. Not by the lines.
Kat and I have a rant about this in movies, and it's mostly, to be fair, specifically in the US.
Yeah,
You get a lot of movies and TV shows where people are drunk and then driving.
yeah.
That's not a thing here.
Nope, we have zero tolerance on drink
Yeah.
driving.
I mean, it's got even more strict in recent years.
Yeah.
It's definitely a thing. It still happens here. But what I'm saying is, you wouldn't depict it on TV or in a movie here
No.
without it being a plot device.
Yeah, it's
Do you see what
taken
I'm saying?
taken very seriously. Here.
Exactly. Aye.
But they're not caring. They've had a very trying day.
They have this conversation with them talking about their kids is an attempt at depth, right?
Yeah,
And I was like, they're telling a bit of a story and they're talking about their backgrounds and stuff.
yeah, bonding.
Yeah, and it gives you a bonding moment between these two guys who have been at heads the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that got me about it was that it's like, this is an attempt at depth that's a lot of the movies we've talked about this season haven't even tried.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Like,
You're totally right.
whether it's successful or no, debatable, but but you know, the least they tried.
Yeah, the two of them talking about their dads and their Christmases and stuff, and Myron saying that he resents his own dad because his dad failed to get him a Johnny 7 OMA for Christmas.
Ah, yes.
That was the doll of his time. And that his neighbour next door got one and he's now a CEO. He's a billionaire.
Aye, that's it. Blame the toy for that.
Yeah, it's all the toy's fault. At which point you see Jamie's face instead of Myron. So Jamie's dressed up as the postman, drinking straight out the bottle of booze
Aye.
and saying, "Thanks very much, Dad."
Aye, it's like, here's to you, Dad. And he's got like it's Jake Lloyd, and he's got like this exact same costume that Myron wears. It's class.
Yeah, intense.
And Arnie's just like that. One of the mad faces when he's like, oh.
He does put one of those mad faces. During this conversation, Howard and Myron will manage to overhear the radio that's playing in the diner. It's advertising a competition for a Turbo Man doll, and all you have to do is name all 8 reindeer.
I do enjoy it though, because they're like, would you like a Turbo Man doll this Christmas? And Arnie's like, yes. And he's like answering the radio. Because he's at that level of lunacy in his day now, I think.
Also, how much of that bev has he had talking on the radio?
Talking at the radio, I know.
Maniac.
The diner guy's like, all right, 2 more drunks talking at the radio. Happens to me every week.
He's like, oh, Christmas Eve's here again.
By the way, diner guy, special mention for the diner guy, has the best voice ever. I love this voice. The diner guy's voice was great.
He only has one line, but
I
he
know.
delivers it excellently.
He's like, the radio station is only at 2 blocks from here, or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's so deep and just,
It's rich,
I
very
know.
rich.
You should have had more lines. He should have played Myron. That would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
No, wouldn't he?
It would never.
Because Sinbad pulls off the silly comedy thing quite well.
He doesn't need
Although
to.
I have read that some people find him annoying. Sinbad.
We'll talk about that later.
I think it toes the line. Anyway.
The first person to call in and give all 8 reindeer win the doll. So there's a telephone that Howard was using to call home from the diner. So he runs to it and manages to get to the phone first and dials the number and gets through. And Myron has put his hand in, because like one of those ones with the shuttery door, and he's trapped his hand. And oh my God, it looks painful.
Aye.
But
It's a right scrum, like.
yeah.
Another one for these two.
I know, God, they're rugby players extraordinaire. As Howard gets through to the radio station and starts to answer the question, Myron grabs the wire for the telephone and rips it
He
out.
breaks the frickin' phone.
He does break the phone, at which point Howard just loses it. And they start a fist fight and they wrestle each other down. And Howard wrestles Myron onto a table, but Myron's still holding the phone and is going 911, 911 into the phone. So funny. Very, very funny. At which point, the owner of the diner, Mickey, potentially, we're not sure.
Yeah, it's called
Never
Mickey's
stated.
Diner, so we've dubbed him Mickey.
We have decided he is Mickey. Delivers his famous line of, the radio station is only 2 blocks down from here. So they decide to take off on foot to try and answer the question before anybody else in and get that doll.
Now, got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
The question that is asked on the radio is, can you name all, how many, 9 reindeer are there?
There's 9 including Rudolph, so there's 8 other ones.
8, let's say 8, right? Can you name all 8 reindeer?
I think so.
Right, so I want to know if you can do it.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen.
Nice. Well done, Kat. Congratulations. Now, I've got another challenge for you.
Oh, right, okay.
Can you give me the names of the reindeer again, whilst being Arnold Schwarzenegger running to the radio station, because he's constantly trying to remember the reindeer's names while he's running to the radio station. I want to know if you can do that.
I think I can do it because I'm pretty sure this is the only reason I know all 8.
Okay.
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen.
Well done, Kat.
Thank you.
That was fabulous. Well done.
Thank you.
You've hit the absolute pinnacles of your Arnie training now.
I'm glad I don't have to practice anymore.
Nah.
As you see, Howard is running along, jogging, reciting all 8, and Myron is just following along behind him, ditching post as he goes to try and lighten the load. But yeah, Howard clearly takes his cardio a bit more seriously than Myron does.
Wouldn't you think it? Look at him.
Surely not. So they get to the radio station on foot, and Howard makes it there before Myron does, and barges his way in to the radio studio. And you just see this image of Howard heading towards the studio, and the DJ phones the police immediately
Aye.
before he's even made it through.
So the guy at the radio station is actually played by the guy who is Mr. Kraft in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
That's right.
And you're not going to believe this. His name is Martin Mull.
Shut up.
Okay.
Martin Mull.
Martin Mull.
As in Mull of America.
As in Mull of America, Mull of Kintyre, right?
Amazing. Wow, what are the chances? But yeah, when Howard makes his way into the studio booth, he smashes the door.
Yeah, he's aye. I mean, dude, calm down.
Like, he's really keen to get in, but I can't tell whether that was on purpose or not. I get the impression that it wasn't. But yeah, but just adds to the keenness of getting in. And he comes in and he just starts recanting the reindeer name over and over again.
And he's like, did I win?
Yeah. And the guy's like, what? What's happening? Myron arrives shortly behind them and pretends to have a bomb.
Yeah. It takes a dark turn here. Oh, God.
It really does take a dark turn here. And the two of them are asking the DJ about the doll, and it transpires that the competition prize was actually that they would receive a doll eventually.
Yeah.
It's for a gift voucher.
By the way, the gift voucher, you see it, and it's a rad gift voucher because it's got Turbo Man on it and that.
It's pretty cool, but not something that a kid would want.
No, not really. Like, here's your voucher. You can play with your Turbo Man in about January when they start getting them back in the shops.
Yeah,
Merry
if you're
Christmas.
lucky. Merry Christmas. You've not been very good this year. Here's a voucher. So while they're discussing all this, Myron throws the bomb at the DJ and Howard, and when it drops to the ground, it just starts playing Jingle Bells, I think it is again.
It's a Christmas song, but it's a music box. Yeah,
it transpires it's not a bomb, and it's just a music box. But he legs it at this point and tries to use the lift, and as the lift opens, it's full of police officers. So they come out and they surround Myron, thinking that he is the one that is threatening the radio station, which is not wrong.
So Myron has no choice but to pretend he's got a bomb again.
Yeah, he does. He pulls out the bomb trick again. At which point Howard tries to take the back exit. He sees he's got the gift voucher and he's like, I'll just try and use the back exit, and bumps into the officer that he keeps bumping into again.
That policeman. Yeah.
That policeman who takes him back into
You broke my little mirror.
That one. That very one. That officer brings Howard back into the main corridor where the situation with Myron and the bomb is going on. So once the officer joins this throng, he realises obviously that there's a bigger issue to deal with here, and he's like, don't worry about it, guys. I was in the bomb squad. So he takes the bomb and Myron leaves at this point, and Howard also takes this opportunity to sneak down the back stairs while they're all focused on the bomb. And as you see Howard leaving the radio station, all you hear is the bomb.
Aye, the policeman's got the bomb and he's like carefully inspecting it and then just vigorously shakes it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing? And then
he does say he's got 10 years experience in the bomb squad.
It does.
But it's clearly not good enough. And at this point, we also see Howard, having left the radio station, hear the explosion go off behind him.
Yeah.
So it transpires it was a bomb.
I know, and the way they do the bomb is the cheapest way possible. It's add an effect to the shot to make it look like it shakes, and a little flash to make it look like there's been a bomb.
Yeah.
Simple, yet effective. You could do it on CapCut now.
Oh, wow, really?
I could do it right now. It's that easy.
There you go.
But what I love about this is that you then see Myron turns around and he goes, that was a bomb. This is a sick world we live in these days. It starts away.
It is really excellent. It's very good. And you just see the police officer with like this sort of smoke on his face and like his hair all
so he's not
jazzed
been
up.
blown to death, or no one's been blown up or killed.
No.
This is like George of the Jungle. No one dies in this movie. They just get really big boo-boos. That's basically what happens. Cartoon violence at its finest. The policeman's standing there and he's all burned and he's just got the bomb and like nothing in his hand because it's blown up.
Yeah. Just nothing but shock left over.
But no death.
But no death, thankfully. Not in a Christmas film. Happens quite a lot, actually. But another point. So Howard heads back to the diner to get back to his car, only to discover it has been stripped down to nothing. Literally, they've taken the tyres, the bumper's fallen off, like the doors are off it, it's been spray painted on the front.
Yeah, and the spray paint says Merry Christmas, but it's MERI and then Xmas.
Yeah, I know.
At least they tried to send a nice Christmas message when they stole his stuff.
So Howard is forced to return home empty-handed and in a tow truck. And this is another additional scene that you get in your 3 minutes of extended edition. Yeah, you see Howard chatting to the tow truck operator. It 100% didn't need to be there, so you didn't miss out if you'd not seen it.
Nah, I didn't even notice that, so who cares? Little boy that Santa Claus forgot, nice thing, and I might got cut about this. No.
When heading back home and literally coming into his street, he sees Ted is in his house placing the star on his tree.
Out a order, bub.
I agree. I 100% agree. This makes Howard irate, and he's like, he just hears Ted in his head talking about safely nestled under my tree. About the Turbo Man.
Yeah.
And he decides he's going to steal Ted's Turbo Man.
Quite right.
Terrible decision. Terrible. So he breaks into Ted's house, uses the credit card to open the door, which I don't think you could do these days.
No, I don't think you can do that. That's stupid.
Yeah. But anyway, he heads in, and while trying to get the present out from under the tree, and it's wrapped up in Turbo Man paper, and when it lifts it, it makes the "It's Turbo Time" sound, and it's got a sticker on it that says "To Johnny from your loving father," all very cloying. It transpires that Ted the reindeer has got into the house.
Yeah, Ted the reindeer's in the house. Whether he lives in the house or he's just decided to break into the house, I'm unsure. Just put some newspaper down in the kitchen for the giant reindeer turds. Fine.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Here's a big old reindeer turd.
But yes, a fight ensues between the two where Howard is being chased around the house by Ted the reindeer.
And he's like,
basically, yes. While the chase is ongoing around the house, he accidentally sets fire to Ted's house, which is a bit awkward. So he knocks over one of the three wise men figurines that are massive.
Balthazar, no!
Yeah, poor Balthazar gets his head knocked off and rolled into the fire, and Howard kicks it out the window as some carolers are outside Ted's house.
So the carolers are outside on the lawn singing Christmas songs with Ted and Liz watching, by the way.
Yeah.
and a flaming head just smashes through the window and they all run away. Also, by the way, just to mention, Ted's got his arm around Liz at this point. She's a bit like, get off me.
Yeah, she's swinging along with the music and she swings really violently.
That's it. So, three kings, right? Balthazar, Hedaf. Who are the other three kings?
Caspar.
Mm-hmm.
And I can never remember the name of the third one. It's like
Melikor.
Melikor.
It's Melikor, I think.
It is Melikor, you're right.
We always get the three magi, wise men, or three kings. They all go by all three names, by the way. Wrong. But yeah, there you go. But it's Balthazar who gets his head lopped off because Ted picks up the head and goes, Balthazar, no!
So dramatic. So after the heads come through the window, Ted and Liz obviously go inside to see what's going on. And Howard has not had a chance to replace the present under the tree, so is caught literally with the toy in his hands.
Yep.
And it's really, like, Liz is just...
It's not what it looks like scenario, but it does look like what it is like.
It's exactly what it looks like, and Liz is very disappointed. Which I think is worse than being angry.
That's it. Anyway, Ted leaves with a parting shot and he goes, you can't bench press your way out of this one.
I know. As if Howard's not had a bad enough day to lay that catty comment on him.
He does come across like a little bitter boy, doesn't he?
He does. Like, I feel like he's kicking a man when he's down, only because I don't think he would really get away with saying that to Howard at any other time.
No, and I also feel like Ted's probably, from that statement, it sounds like he was the kind of guy who wasn't a football player at school and was probably sort of pushed around a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that.
Yeah, we've all been there.
But you didn't get better about it, you just grew up.
Liz asks Ted to give her and Jamie a lift to the parade that Jamie's been so
What's
looking
the parade
forward
called
to.
again? I need to remember because it's got a cool name.
The Wintertainment Parade.
Wintertainment Parade, that's it. Love it.
And it's kind of handy that she asks Ted for a lift because her car has no wheels.
Yeah, and it's also, you can't see at the window because it says Mayor E. Xmas on it.
Yeah, you can't drive it.
No, it says Mayor I. Xmas on it.
Yeah, it does.
Also, somewhere along the line here, Howard just straight out punches the reindeer in the face.
Yeah, I think that's how the fight, like the sort of chase with the reindeer ends, is that he just knocks it out.
My mum was agog last night. Hey,
She was.
she's like, he just punched the reindeer. I'm deed. I couldn't help it. I thought it was...
Yeah, very funny. Your mum's reaction totally made it. It was
I know,
excellent.
mum's reaction is what made it funny.
Yeah, it was wonderful. However, the two of them seem to have put their differences aside, as the next scene we see is Howard and the reindeer bonding over a few beers.
Yeah, they've made up and they're drinking together for a couple of beers.
Yeah, just...
Shooting the shit.
Yeah.
With a reindeer.
As you do. And actually, while he's talking to the reindeer, Howard has the epiphany that he just wants to go and spend time with his family.
Yeah.
And that's actually what's important. So he decides he's going to go and join the parade.
So basically the reindeer
parade.
talks some sense into him.
Yeah. Just need a reindeer to give you a bit of a pep talk.
To be honest, the reindeer doesn't say anything, but that's what a therapist does.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a therapy session? The therapist just will let you talk and then gives you little cues to help you along your way. That's what therapy is, really.
Yeah.
That's what the reindeer does. The reindeer is a therapist.
There you go. I bet it charges a fortune an hour.
I know. People would pay extra
They
to
probably
the
would,
reindeer
you know.
do their therapy.
Reindeer therapy. It's the next big thing. Ted and Liz arrive at the parade and it has started. So the kids say, like, oh, there's Owen and his dad. Can we go and stand with them while you park the car? And Ted and Liz look at each other and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like the kind of 1950s sitcom husband and wife would.
Yeah, but they're not even husband and wife.
They are not. They drop the two of them off, as I said, and then Ted sees this as an opportunity to make his move. He's like, would you like some non-alcoholic eggnog?
Oh, well, that was good. But can I just say, we tried eggnog for the first time.
Yeah.
Now, technically, it was an eggnog latte from Starbucks.
Yes.
We'd been talking to Eve, because Eve works at Starbucks and she hasn't tried it yet.
Yeah.
We're talking to her yesterday about it and we were like, do you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get an eggnog latte. We got one on the way home. It blew my socks off, quite honestly. It was banging.
So good.
I didn't understand the science behind eggnog and how it works. But I think the element that I really enjoyed was that it was with coffee.
Yes.
I think it has to be a latte for me to enjoy it.
Yeah. I did very much enjoy it, though. It was lovely.
Do you think it's protein rich?
I'm going to say yeah.
Because that gives me another excuse to go and buy one tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it is.
I was going to get one before this, but I didn't do it because we had a monster, quite honestly. So.
Too much caffeine.
Mango Loco today, by the way. Very good vintage.
Very fine year. But yes, Ted and Liz have the eggnog, and when Ted tries to put the moves on her, she clocks him with the flask of eggnog.
She does.
Because he's a creep.
I know. Good on you, Liz. She's had enough, and that's him. And he's got eggnog all over his face. It's like, ah.
Take that.
See the parade, though? The parade's wild, right? Because we've got some of the names in the parade, right? We've got Sonic, Snoopy,
Wow.
Paddington, Bert and Ernie,
Yep. The Crayola crayons.
Crayola crayons, Raggedy Ann.
Yeah.
Also, is Paddington a thing in the US? I did not realise that.
I didn't realise that either.
I know he's very much an icon of the UK, but mostly an icon because he's a polite, lovely little bear who everybody loves because he's so polite and lovely. But he must be a thing in the US too. That's cool.
It
So
must
those
be.
movies must have done good there too.
Yeah.
I guess Antonio Banderas was in the last one.
Yeah.
So, you know. Also, when Ted's coming up to Liz, he's all like that. And it was at the what was it, the Labor Day barbecue or something like that. I don't know, I just made it up, but something like that. And
Maybe
he's
an
like,
Arbor Day.
and he's like, and I was talking to you about the Italian salad dressing. And it's like, what are you on about?
Yeah.
I think this is how they must. He thinks that this conversation was more than it was, clearly.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way, a toxic trait to have. So
It really is. He's talking about marinating acai tuna.
is that right?
I think,
And
yeah.
Italian salad dressing.
Yeah. No, you've read way too much on this, Ted. Just chill, man.
Ken, chill out, dude.
I also wrote, he got nogged.
He did get knocked. You got knocked. Take that, Ted. You got knocked. Right. So Howard arrives at the parade and he runs into his old pal, the police officer, who's still miffed about his little mirror. And he accidentally drenches him in hot coffee. And then, in the sort of chase that ensues, the policeman also runs into a bus or a door of a bus or something.
Yeah, he runs clean at the back of a bus.
Yeah, that's right. And Howard it basically ends up running into the preparations room for the parade and is mistaken for the man who's supposed to be playing Turbo Man. The stunt man, might add, that's playing Turbo Man. You know, and he goes in and he's getting a briefing from the wee manager guy. And the manager guy's like, this is what you do, this is what you, this is it. And in the meantime, they're whipping off all his clothes and they're putting on the Turbo Man suit. And the wee guy's like, blah, 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 and he's rattling off. And he's all like, you know, and then, thanks for stepping in at short notice. The last guy that did it, sort of, you know, he showed some brain activity today. That's a really good sign.
Yeah.
And it's like, the point being that the previous man was very injured.
Yeah, he gives the most unreassuring thumbs up at this point as well. He's like, hey.
It made me think of Fry in the Space Wasps in Futurama. If you remember, in one of the first few episodes of Futurama, Fry gets the job at Planet Express. When he gets the job, Farnsworth won't tell him what happened to the previous crew. And it's because they got eaten off space wasps. But it's like, it cracks me up because it's a similar thing, eh? But this, but apart from this, you don't try to hide anything. He's like,
nope.
But aye. So, but I had actually thought here the little manager guy would have been a perfect cameo for someone.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, I didn't recognise this man, and I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else. Perfect cameo spot.
Really perfect cameo spot. You're totally right.
Just like Glenn Close's cameo spot in Hook.
Yeah.
We were talking about it last night.
Yeah.
If you've seen Hook, or if you've not seen Hook, or you're familiar with it, you might be aware that one of the pirates, in fact, it's the pirate who ends up in the boo box, is Glenn Close. Because she turned up to visit Robin Williams on set that day, as because they were friends. And then Spielberg was like, oh, it's Glenn Close, do you want to be a pirate? And she was like, hell yeah. So they slapped pirate makeup on her.
While you're here, you might as well do it.
That's class, eh? That might have burst your trivia from him and do that one, sorry.
I'm sorry, it's a well-known one, it's okay, I'll forgive you.
Well, you know that I knew that anyway. And you also see the man that's playing Booster, who's a guy called Curtis Armstrong. And he's famous for being in two films called Revenge of the Nerds. I think there's two of them.
Okay.
Never seen them before. Feels like something we might enjoy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look into that, but I think that's what he's quite famous for. And he's also Metatron the Angel in Supernatural. Now,
okay.
I don't remember seeing that far in.
I don't know if we made it that far.
Well, we've got the box set and it's something we intend to do.
It is.
But, you know, it's a long road. Maybe next year, maybe that's 2026.
Yeah, I think that's 2026.
But only in the condition we start at season 3.
I think that's fair.
We have seen seasons 1 and 2 of Supernatural too many times, guys, honestly. Too many times. So Howard's on the float as Turbo Man.
Shocker.
I know. And he's kind of rolling into it, eh? Because at one point he's waving it and he goes like that. This is cool.
Yeah, he really likes it, actually.
And I'm like, that would be cool.
Yeah. As Howard is coming up through the float platform, you just see a shot of the band at the parade and there's a guy absolutely shredding the guitar.
Oh my God, I know. Turbo Man's big entrance is marked by this man's epic guitar solo. And that there was nobody else in the world but that man and his guitar. He's just like, yeah. Here comes Turbo Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's no singing though. He's just playing the guitar. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, he didn't sing. He just shredded.
So basically, as part of his role as Turbo Man, he gets to give the Turbo Man doll to an adoring fans.
It's not just any Turbo Man doll. It's
Yeah,
a limited edition Turbo
I don't
Man
like
doll.
it. I want the real one. That one sucks. It's too big.
It's weirdly big.
It's freaking massive.
Yeah.
was laughing about it with Dad, you and Dad last night because it was huge.
It was really big. Almost as big as Jamie himself.
But obviously, when he gets to pick any kid to give the Turbo Man doll to, he's scanning the crowd for Jamie, and he finds the Jamie and he's pointing to him, and then Jamie's wee pal, Ted's son's like, he's looking at me! He's looking at me! And then Howard just goes, Jamie! And then Jamie's like, he knows my name!
Wow, he's mind blowing.
I know, but then so is Liz.
Yeah.
She's like that. What the you know what I mean?
How none of them recognise, like, I appreciate that there's a voice changing element going on here.
It's
'cause
not
of the
that
Turbo
disguised,
Man.
but
Nah, the Austrian accent comes out strong.
it would be the equivalent of me doing this podcast with auto-tune on. You'd still know it was me. You know what I mean? You'd still know it was me. That's what I'm doing.
Jamie!
Maybe we should do that
Oh God, that'd be awful. Let's not do that.
whole episode. No. Interestingly, this is where Kat turned around and says to me, this is important. You pointed out to me that this is at the turning point, is actually with the reindeer, where he's more interested in getting to see Jamie for the parade and spend time with him than he is in getting the doll.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's maybe shows growth on Howard's part, but also you didn't get the doll, you nurse. Come on, I mean,
know.
Can I look past that? The child in me would be pissed.
Yeah.
And the adult in me is also pissed. Howard, get your shit together. Howard's about to tell Jamie that that it's him. It's me, it's your dad. And then Dementor arrives.
No.
But Dementor's part has been hijacked by Myron, so it's Myron as Dementor, obviously.
Obviously. He'll stop at nothing to get that doll.
And Jamie's chased around the parade by Myron / Dementor. You sort of see the real actor on the roof about to go for it, and Myron just sort of grabs him and obviously steals his suit.
Yeah, and then he zip lines down the float.
Zip lines onto the floor, it's cool.
Which is intense, yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's cool.
It's cool. Yeah. But when Myron lands, he starts throwing like signs, like he keeps like, get up,
like basically, that's exactly how I was going to describe it. He's standing on the float and everybody's booing. He's just going, yeah, like get up, yeah. He's got like with his arm like that. It's the only way you can describe that here. I don't know how else you describe it.
I don't know how else you describe it.
But like it's funny because like he's doing it, and then the two guys the two announcers look at each other. The guy's like, was this in the script? He just flipping like essentially telling the kids to go and do one. Do you know what I mean? Also, honourable mention here, we need to say it's really important.
It's super important.
The police also have a float.
They do. And it has a trampoline with a flipping policeman.
It has a flipping policeman.
It does have
literally flipping on a trampoline.
Yeah, how he's not vomited, I'll never know, because he's just constantly flipping. Like,
he's having a great time. It's awesome.
Yeah,
this is cool. That's what I'd be saying if I was at this parade.
It's a great parade. I'd go.
Winterfest rules. What's it called?
Wintertainment.
Wintertainment. It made me think, why do we not get a parade like this? I don't even think we get the cavalcade anymore.
No, the cavalcade's done, I think.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's sad.
I remember our friend Pete telling me a story about him tripping over at the cavalcade and sort of tumbling in front of the float that was carrying the Lady Boys of Bangkok.
No way.
Yeah. I swear to God, I've got a memory of this story.
Oh, I need to find this one. Like, I need to talk to Pete about this.
You ask him about that.
But yeah, I think they do carnival now rather than cavalcade.
All right, fair enough. So they just do something. The cavalcade's a parade that they used to do at the start of the Fringe Festival here in Edinburgh, which is our biggest thing, which I think we've bitched about on this show before.
We do like to have a moan about it.
Well, it's one of these things where people from Edinburgh both enjoy and don't enjoy it in equal measure, I think. Also, I really enjoy it here because Myron grabs Jamie and he's like, and your little doll too.
I love that.
But despite Howard trying to get Myron to stop, a long chase ensues, doesn't it?
It's very long.
It is, but it's quite action-packed, actually. It's an action-packed ending. You can't say it's no. Do you know what I mean? I know it's long, and it's wild, and it's a bit silly, obviously, but it's, it's an action-packed ending.
It is an action-packed ending, for sure.
But what I love is that, now, I only noticed this on this last watch, and I have not stopped talking about it since yesterday. It's probably driving you up the wall. I saw on Reddit where a guy had said this, they'd noticed this part, but I love it because Myron he dressed as Dementor, comes off the thing, and there's a one of the parade folk is dressed as a present, and it's just bouncing around, and Myron just shoves into him, pushes him to the ground and goes, "Get out of the way, Bucks!"
It's hilarious.
It just cracks me up. Get out of the way, Bucks. But it's the fact that some guy felt the need to say how much he enjoyed this bit on Reddit, and that's what cracks me up.
Maybe it's you from the future.
Maybe it is. It could be. I would not be surprised.
Not I.
But do you know what? What cracks me up most here is not only is Myron being hilarious, it's actually the announcer lady. And this is one of these things that plays in my head all the time, and I've never forgotten it. It just cracks me up. And it's her trying to play along to the show. It just sounds so blasé when she comes out with it.
Uh-oh, Eliza, it looks like Dementor has beaten Turbo Man. Oh no, Gale, this could be the end of civilization as we know it.
This could be the end of civilization as we know it.
No, it's the fact that neither of them change their
voices, no really.
Either broadcaster or cheesy tone never changes.
But even better, later on, she basically, Turbo Man's trying to figure out how to go after Dementor, and she just goes, Turbo Man, use your jetpack!
Yeah, fly, Turbo Man, use your jetpack!
Use your jetpack! But oh no, because she's funny, that lady.
So funny.
But Howard does do just that to try and chase after Dementor.
Yeah, he has real trouble using the Turbo Man jetpack, and for some reason, rather than me going, I don't think this is technology that exists yet, in my notes I've just written, Turbo Man with unseen tech.
Unseen? What's that mean?
No idea. Honestly.
The scene is chaos though. And I do enjoy it. He's on the jetpack and he goes into like a flag banner thing and he spins round it really fast.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look great, this whole scene. It looks really bad.
Yeah.
But to me, it's kind of part of the comedic value when I watch it. So I watch it now and I'm like, I know it looks really bad, but it's silly and it makes me laugh. So,
yeah, me too.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And he ends up going through somebody's dinner.
Oh my lie. They're saying grace. They're having their Christmas Eve dinner and frickin' Howard just rallies through dressed as Turbo Man, smashes through the window and out the other side, eh?
Yeah.
Whoosh, their food goes everywhere and everything. Oh, it's funny.
It's wild. Like, I'd be absolutely livid.
And he comes down again after being in the sky, eh? And he goes right near a big floaty of reindeer. We thought he was going right up that reindeer's hoop.
I really did. Yeah. Oh, God, I know. That poor reindeer.
Myron ends up on the roof on a sort of decoration. It's like a big Christmas tree thing. And he's chasing after Jamie. And Jamie just keeps climbing higher and higher. And you're like, dude.
Yeah, your mum pointed this out yesterday and said, why do they always end up climbing higher?
I know, she's totally right. But the thing is as well, like, to me, it's like, in Jamie's head, this is a real situation. This is Dementor is chasing after him.
Yeah.
And Turbo Man's going to help. Yeah. But I'm going to keep running away. Mm-hmm. So in his head, this is a real thing. This isn't a fake scenario to Jamie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But Myron grabs the toy for Jamie while he's hanging off the decoration. I mean, at this point, they are hanging off.
They are literally hanging off.
So Myron grabs the toy for Jamie while they're hanging off the roof decoration, and then he falls and crashes to the ground. Thankfully, he's cushioned. His fall is cushioned. But he's not caring because he's buzzing. He's got a Turbo Man, even though the police are coming to arrest him.
Yeah, he unfortunately for him did fall onto the police float.
So was it the police float? Is that what it was?
The trampoline police float.
God. So he didn't bounce back up again. There would have been a good scene. I would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, might have been too much.
There's too much going on in this scene as it is.
Yeah.
Including a family saying grace and then Turbo Man crashing the party as well. Yeah. But don't worry, Turbo Man / Howard rescues Jamie. And then he lets Jamie know that it's him.
He does.
And his wife at the same time.
Yeah.
And apologises and says, I'm sorry, I'm going to try better.
Yeah, and that's all you can do as a
So
human
reality is he's kind of learned.
He has learned.
A lesson.
Yeah.
I think this might be our Christmas movie moment.
I think it is the Christmas movie moment.
Is Howard saving Jamie, literally dressed as Turbo Man, and then saying, I'm sorry I've not been more present.
Yes.
Sometimes that's all the Christmas magic you need.
Definitely.
It's honesty.
Yeah. And Liz
or something.
Yeah, something along those lines anyway. Liz also seems very keen on the Turbo Man outfit.
She really likes the Turbo Man suit. She's kind of like, hey, Turbo Man.
Hey, Howard.
It's turbo time, if you know what I mean. It's funny though, because when he's talking to Jamie, she clocks that it's him.
Mm-hmm.
She clocks that it's Howard already, because she kind of looks like, wait a minute, how the hell's he coming out with this stuff?
Yeah.
Know that she can't recognise the voice. I mean, come on.
I know, the voice.
Oh man, how mental is it? Turbo Man's also Austrian. What are the chances? In the middle of Minnesota, which is, by the way, where we are.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
When Ted arrives at the scene of the parade, Johnny points out that Howard is Turbo Man. And that makes Ted sort of... I don't understand, right? Ted just sort of flees. He grabs the bairn and he's like... He grabs Johnny and he sort of goes like, come on! And
let's get out of here.
And it's like, I don't understand.
Oh, right. So I think Ted is more concerned that Howard's going to be very mad at him for trying to make moves on his wife.
Yeah. Oh, because that's the last time he saw him, was him charging towards the car.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense. So for me, this was disjointed.
Yeah.
Because a lot has happened since that. So I'd actually, and probably was the only one, I'd actually forgotten why he was even why he did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ted's son Johnny comes out with an epic line here and goes, "Dad, you smell like barf."
He does smell like barf. It's because he smells like the nog.
He's been nogged. That's
He's
why.
been nogged.
After all the hubbub with Myron and the doll, our favourite police officer with his little mirror, "You broke my little mirror."
You broke my little mirror.
Returns the toy to Jamie and is going to thank Turbo Man, saying that he'll always have a job on the force.
And Howard's reaction is priceless because Howard, he doesn't know because he's talking to him from behind, and then Howard turns around and sees it's who Turbo Man actually is.
And as for you, Turbo Man, we could use a man like you on the force.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I'm sorry about the bike. And the coffee. And the bus. And the bomb.
The bus. The bike.
I'm so sorry. It was really difficult.
That was you had a challenge with that. So to be honest, I just found it hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bus.
Bus.
The buzz. Sorry, Arnie. My bad.
Okay, sorry, bud.
Yeah, so safe to say that the police officer might want to take back that offer of Turbo Man having a job on the force. But anyway, at least Howard apologised, and that's all you can do.
That's true.
We see Myron getting taken away by the police here in handcuffs, and he's kind of lamenting about not having a toy for his own son. And Jamie overhears this and decides to give the toy to Myron for his son, saying that he doesn't need one because he's got the real thing at home.
I've got the real Turbo Man at home.
Yeah, but how are we going to unpick all this?
I know, I'm just like, well, it's not the same, is it, mate?
Yeah, and also Myron's going to jail. Like, he's going to the cells, most likely. So he'll not be seeing his son for Christmas.
No, I know.
So he
It's
might as well
quite
keep the toy.
clearly disrupted a major event.
Yeah.
And is probably going to the jail and
Aye.
for Christmas, by the way.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Totally. I think we've missed the point of this, but...
I think every time I watch the bloody movie, I'm like, well, Myron's going to prison, so what use is he going to have there's a Turtle Man doll going to do him there?
Maybe he could trade it for cigarettes.
Maybe.
So, touched by Jamie's act of kindness, Myron apologises for all the things he's done throughout the whole movie.
Yep.
Yep, which is great growth on his part.
Bit of a laundry list there.
Yeah, quite a long one. The crowd carries Howard away on their shoulders, which is quite a feat when you consider it's Arnold
It's a big
Schwarzenegger. Yeah, it's a big old crowd. And they carry him along in a hero's fashion as everybody watches on.
Oh,
And a nice. This is a first for Rank Rotten.
I think it's a first or we've no noticed. There's
Yeah.
another possibility, actually.
It happens to us quite a lot.
Yep.
There's a post-credit scene on this film. So as Howard's getting carried away and the crowd are all cheering and everything, that's when the credits roll. But there's a little sneaky bit at the end here. We see Howard finishing decorating the Langston's Christmas tree, and you see Howard putting the star on top. Lovely, lovely. And it seems like they're all having a lovely Christmas Eve now, and Howard and Liz have a little kiss and a cuddle, and Liz says that after all the effort he's gone to get the Turbo Man doll for Jamie, she wonders what he's got her for Christmas. And then it just does the eye zoom shot.
And if you've been following on the social media, it's the last Arnie face is that face, and it's a belter.
It is an exquisite one, and that's how our film ends.
In an epic fashion with an epic Arnie face. Ho, ho, ho.
Right, Mikey? What did you think of Jingle All The Way?
I'm quite conflicted. I've always enjoyed this movie. It's always been a riot and it's always good fun, and I can always rely on it for a bit of silly Christmas fun. Because at Christmas time, quite often, movies are either got a lot of heart, possibly too much heart, because it's Christmas and everybody feels like they have to have that big emotional moment. I don't think this film has a big emotional moment. It definitely has a point. Unfortunately, though, I think it took me a lot of thinking to try and figure out what the point was. It took me watching it quite a lot and having this discussion to really drill down. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't immediately obvious. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that a Christmas film normally has, but I didn't care if that's even a bad thing, to be fair.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it depends on what you're in for. Like, this isn't really heartwarming.
Nah.
But it is kind of a good comedy action film.
There are a few, it's true, and there are a few, which is what Arnie's forte is. He can do the comedy thing, and he certainly can do the action thing better than the best of them.
Most definitely.
He is one of the best of them, let's face it. But interesting, like you were talking last night, and there was a bit, the bit where he phones Jamie?
Yes.
He phones Liz, but Jamie answers.
Yeah.
That bit is probably the most emotional bit in the movie, because he upsets Jamie. I've had it up to here with this Turbo Man. And all that, and then Jamie gets upset. That's probably the biggest bit in the movie when you're like, oh, that's a shame. And then that's where things sort of change, because he's like, oh no, I need to make up to him. What a dick.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So I think that's kind of worth mentioning anyway.
definitely.
But I like that it's a good representation of parents and how mad parents get trying to get what their kids want for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because it happens all the time.
It
And it's
does.
happened throughout history. And I've given you 2 examples for my childhood of my mum and dad trying to get a toy. Woody, Buzz, and the Turtles, obviously, prior to that. And it's a fun poke at those who do last minute shopping.
Yeah.
It is, eh?
It is.
Because we talked about that earlier. When we were working in retail, we saw this all the time.
Yeah.
Every Christmas Eve. Do
Every
you know what
Christmas
I'm saying?
Eve.
And people who work in retail, I think, will appreciate that more than anybody. In fact, people who work in retail are probably more likely to like this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. See him get his comeuppance. Ha ha ha.
That's what you get for not thinking ahead, chump.
Yeah, you can do click and collect now. No excuse.
I like that we get some Arnie action as well, even if it is quite silly at the end there. There's also the bit with the Santa fight, Bad Santa Con as class. But it's a family-friendly movie sort of way, isn't it? Which I think is largely what I enjoyed about it as a kid. And even now, saying that I also liked Commando and Predator, so, you know. Great action flicks. I'm not sure I should have been watching as a kid. I think those movies have got higher ratings, actually.
Oh, definitely.
Probably.
Yeah.
Although I did notice when we went to see Predator Badlands, it was kids.
Yeah.
But then, we enjoyed Predator Badlands very much. But it's a gear change for the franchise.
It is. It's very sci-fi.
It's very sci-fi, very action, and sort of family-friendly.
Yeah, it
which
wasn't
is a
super
weird one to
violent.
have the Predator without the mask and everything. The whole idea is that this Predator doesn't have all the tech, and that's really cool.
He's trying to earn the tech.
He's trying to earn it. So you see his face, the big, gross, scary face the whole time.
Yeah.
But there was kids in that screening we were in.
Yeah, that's the joy of a 12A. You can decide for your child.
True. But I liked Predator Badlands, and I've kind of enjoyed seeing Prey and where the Predator franchise is going and has been for the past couple of years. So much like the last film we talked about, and I've said this already, it's totally over the top and silly to make a point.
Yeah.
Maybe it's no trying to make a point. Maybe it was just thought it was fun. But I do think saying, all right, well, let's base a film around a parent trying to get a toy that's sold out everywhere on Christmas Eve is a clever idea.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? I think there's maybe a lesson in there as well. Like, I don't know, did he leave it till last minute?
Yeah.
Right? Or you'll end up getting a scrap by a reindeer. Your son will be mad at you,
Yep.
as will your wife.
Yep.
You'll have to then dress up as Turbo Man
Yeah.
and save your son from literal actual peril.
Yeah, actual life-threatening peril.
So be prepared for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that's the lesson, maybe.
That would have been avoided.
Maybe I've picked up the lesson wrong. I don't know.
I think there's another key lesson of listening to your wife.
Nah.
So rude.
But yeah, I have always loved it, and it has to be watched in this house at Christmas time. Apart from a few sort of outdated references and things here and there, which, you know, you can notice, eh?
You can.
We have noticed when we've done this podcast, like, oh my God, Problem Child was one of the most horrendous things I've watched for a long time.
So bad.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, this film doesn't really have that sort of warm, Christmassy feel. I just said that a second ago, but it doesn't make you go, oh, or make you feel all warm inside, or cry.
No.
It just makes you laugh.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, there are some moments that are standout, like the phone call and other bits where you go, oh no, or the bit where he's having the chat with Myron in the diner and stuff, where they attempted depth.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that they attempted but didn't get there 100% to that degree. Like, you know, like I said to you about Jake Lloyd's performance, I didn't 100% blame Jake Lloyd, I blame those directing him.
Yes,
A
absolutely.
child needs a lot of direction, which, by the way, I think it might be part of the reason that Child's Play worked. Now, Don Mancini wasn't directing then, but had involvement in the movie, and for some reason I just feel that Don Mancini and everybody, the team dealing with Child's Play would have a lot more patience with the child.
I think so, yeah.
Especially when it's a horror franchise and you have to make sure the child is safe and the parent is the focus.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So, I don't know, maybe that's why some performances stand out more than others when they're kids, because they're being directed well. I don't know. I'm not blaming anybody, but I kind of am with the sounds of it. There is that bit where he reconciles with his family at the end, though. And I think that is our Christmas movie moment, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
You
The
know?
bit where Howard has the epiphany that actually the real joy of Christmas is spending time with his family.
Aye. And blasting through right across somebody's Christmas dinner table when they're having Christmas Eve dinner.
Hadn't even finished saying grace.
In the middle of saying grace, I know. It's no deep, it's no clever, but it's full of moments that people have remembered for a really long time, including us. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've mentioned the boys a few times, like, we all like this one for that reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't really have a lot of feel to it, you don't always have to feel anything if you're just laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's not a bad thing, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I can say that we've done 19 movies for this podcast this year. And some haven't been as fun as others, but I'm no kidding when I say this, and I said this to Rab the other day. This one has been an absolute joy to work on for me every moment.
Yeah.
Right? So that's got to be worth noting.
100% worth noting.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's all very fair comments.
Have you got anything to add?
Yeah, just that I agree with almost everything you've said.
Yeah.
In fact, I can't think of a single thing I disagree with.
Yeah. It is difficult because Kat and I have discussed this movie at length before recording because we've worked on it quite a lot. Because it was our last movie, we had more time to work on it. So
we did. And also it's a movie that we watch every year, as you said.
Yeah, we knew it.
I think this film is still relevant today. Like you would think that with the world moving on and internet shopping and all that.
Smith's is still rammed every Christmas.
Exactly. So I think it would still resonate with parents now and definitely still resonate with children now.
Mm.
So I think it is a bit, it can be seen as a time capsule of the 1990s, but I think it would still work with families today.
Aye.
And it's got something for kids and adults. There's a lot of jokes in there that are for the adults.
Yeah.
Like Pet and Ted, for example.
She's next door, Pet and Ted.
Yeah, and it's something a child would say, but a parent would be like, what? But it's really, I think it's really well written. I think there's maybe a bit of pacing issues.
Aye, because what you mean is that last crescendo, all the actions at the end, but not all of it, because we do have some. But I get what you mean. There is a pacing thing here. Eh?
Yeah, it just kind of feels like I think they do well to achieve that with Howard. Like, you know, when Howard's getting shoved in and he's like, all right, well, you're getting put in the costume and all that. They get that right. But I did think that the chase maybe went on a little bit too long.
Maybe.
But do you know what? I love it and I'll watch it every year, I think.
Fair. So when I popped onto Reddit and a few other places, right, there was some fun stuff. Basically on Reddit, loads of folk are just fully love for it.
Oh, nice.
I was just reading strings of comments of folk just going on about how much they loved it or their favourite parts and everything as well.
Including the box.
Including the box. One even saying that it was flawless, to be honest.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the comment here. I liked when Sinbad screams, "Out of my way, box!" and pushes the guy dressed as a present to the ground. There you go.
We'll never not see it now.
I know, that's it. Many people say they love Phil Hartman. One saying that they loved Arnie's bants as a kid and as an adult appreciate Hartman more. I said that earlier, I think, as well. And to be fair, like, people moaned about silly things like the lack of radio station security.
Oh, for goodness
Like, to be honest, all these Reddit pages are always full of stuff like this and only choose to pick it out sometimes. But
also, it's Christmas Eve. They've probably all gone home.
That's true. But you need security 24/7. It's a radio station, right?
Sure, whatever.
And other absurd or illogical things like the bomb and all the rest of it, no really injuring anyone, but like I say, cartoon violence.
Yeah.
A lot of folk are saying it's over-exaggerated, it's got a lazy plot, and it's the overdone, overworked, career-driven dad sort of trope. And someone was very passionate and actually stated it was obnoxiously tropey.
Oh, wow.
That was the exact term they used.
God, they've got strong feelings.
Okay, but to be fair, it does echo what we said. Like when we watched Hook last night, we were like, because like the bit where he turns up to the baseball game and Jack's gone.
Yeah.
Because the game's over.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing that happens in this movie, you know? And I think there's probably quite a few other examples out there.
Interesting.
Some folk get annoyed that his wife and kid didn't recognise him at the end as well until he says who he is. It's very similar to a Cinderella story scenario. If you go back a couple of episodes,
that red suit and that wee visor.
There was a lot of chat about that wee sort of eye mask that completely obscures her identity somehow.
Funny that.
There's a lot of people as well that, and I think I alluded to this earlier, is that a lot of folks say that Sinbad makes the film an absolute riot and he's really fun, but equal amount of people saying they think he's annoying. So you're like, all right, fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And lastly, somebody stating, no one likes Booster on Reddit, but I've got something to say to that. I do.
I like Booster too, just not the gold pants.
Maybe with the golden pants.
Yeah, scrap the pants and we're there.
Ho, ho, ho!
Are you ready for some trivia?
Give me the Christmas tree, Alva.
So you were saying that Sinbad kind of split the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Sinbad improvised the majority of his lines.
I think Sinbad's quite funny in this.
I think he's funny in this too.
Like, this wouldn't be the first time here, that somebody's improvised lines have been a standout for us. Like, what was the one? It was Twilight, actually. Was it the second Twilight? Where it was Anna Kendrick's line about leprosy.
That was it. The leprosy line.
That one was improvised.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, actually, Arnie also improvised in this film in the responses during the conversation with Sinbad.
Oh, nice. Well done. That's maybe not his thing too. So.
Yeah. Clearly gaining confidence. Very good. The story is based on the 1980s shopping frenzy over the Cabbage Patch dolls. However, it ended up perfectly mimicking the tickle me elbow.
Tickle me elbow. Go on, tickle me elbow. Give it a little tickle, tickle me elbow. I don't know why I turned into a pirate, but hey, it's fine.
It's very good. I'll try that again. Tickle me elbow.
That's how I'm going to do that for the rest of Christmas. I'll just come up to your cat and be like, tickle me elbow.
However, it ended up perfectly mimicking the Tickle Me Elmo craze of Christmas 1996, so it couldn't have been better timed.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I also gave you the other examples I gave, but those are two belters too.
Yeah.
The Cabbage Patch. We're on fire tonight,
We are
Kat.
indeed.
The Cabbage Patch. The Cabbage Patch Kids thing is referenced in 8-Bit Christmas also.
It is, yeah.
So,
So it's clearly a very big thing.
Totally.
This is a good one. In March 2001, a US District Court jury in Birmingham, Michigan ruled that 20th Century Fox stole the script idea from Detroit high school biology teacher Brian Webster. The studio was ordered to pay $19 million to him, but this was later reduced to $1.5 million. Webster submitted the script called Could This Be Christmas to the studio in 1994 and never received payment nor credit despite the film making $129 million worldwide.
That is pretty obscene if the guy came up with the idea.
Yeah. The studio appealed this decision, claiming that Webster's script was submitted after they had purchased a treatment of what would become this movie's script, and the verdict was reversed.
Fair enough. So he got his 1 point, whatever it was.
Yeah, 1.5 million.
Nice.
But
Do you know, this strikes me now, because I thought of this last night and I didn't get a chance to say it till now. Why the hell's it called Jingle All The Way?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because they constantly use jingle bells throughout the whole film.
I guess, a good reason as any.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a better title in there. Nothing's coming out of me right now, but you know.
Turbo Time.
That's it.
But it needed to have some Christmas connotation.
It's Turbo Time Christmas. There you go.
It's Christmas Turbo Time.
Aye. A Turbo Christmas. I know, they're not great. But listen, I just feel like there could be something more toy related.
I do agree with you. The Jingle All The Way doesn't really fit with the rest of the film.
You could have called it Tickle Me Elbow. Tickle Me Elbow.
Tickle me elbow. Yeah, maybe. In contrast to their characters, both Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rita Wilson got along very well with Phil Hartman off camera. They found him to be very warm and friendly and considered him a delight to work with.
That checks out, by the way. So I said earlier I was going to mention Phil Hartman and what happened to Phil Hartman. So this is quite a sad story. So I'll slide it in here because we can bring it back up again afterwards. So in her book, Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira, right? Famous horror movie host, and she's done lots of other things, including 2 movies, by the way. She was in an improv group with him called The Groundlings, and so The Groundlings actually spawned quite a few famous actors. But those two, they were in the group together. Phil Hartman was with a woman called Bryn, and he came to Elvira and he said, I want to marry this woman. I've got a ring, look, and showed her, and she turned round and she said, I felt rotten, but I said, you're doing the wrong thing. So she basically turned into him and went, don't do that, it's stupid. Which she says now she recognised, you can't do that really.
No.
But she learned that lesson that day, she said. But unfortunately, everyone around them knew that this Bryn woman was bad news. Her behaviour was erratic, nobody liked her. She was something not right.
Yeah,
Do you know
when
what
your
I'm saying?
spider sense is tingling.
Exactly. Years later, when they were married, they sort of made an attempt to bridge the gap again. And they had a call, and she said she was on the phone to Phil Hartman for the longest he'd ever spoken. And he was really happy with what he'd achieved and where he was. And he said to her, if I die tomorrow, I'd die the happiest man in the world. And then a few days later, there was basically a drug and alcohol fueled murder-suicide.
Jesus.
Right? It's really sad, but basically what had happened was Bryn had shot him and he was in bed.
Oh my God.
She shot him when he was in bed. So that's how Phil Hartman's no longer with us anymore.
Wow.
And it's sad, and I didn't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I just feel that his story should really be known by everybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But one great thing is that, to be honest, right, he continues to make families laugh all over the world with his material in this film, us every year, and in The Simpsons, and in classics like Small Soldiers, where he plays a great part as well.
Oh goodness, I forgot about that.
Aye, he plays the neighbour. He plays Kirsten Dunst's dad.
That's right, yeah.
But you know, every Christmas he comes about and he makes everybody laugh, and he should be remembered for being so funny.
Definitely.
You know, and especially, you know, things like Troy McClure. People who the Simpsons fans know that. You know what I mean?
They do.
And it's like, so I felt like it was important to say.
Yeah, definitely.
And quite honestly, cheers, Phil, you're a legend.
Yeah, Phil did an excellent job, and it's a real shame because I think if he'd been able to continue on for longer.
He would have done more funny stuff. You could just see it.
Yeah, he would have been absolutely huge. There would have
Totally.
been no stopping him. So that's a real shame. But
it's funny because when I went online to read about Phil Hartman, when I was reading the book, I put it down because I was like, because she didn't go into that information.
no,
Because she didn't want to.
of course
But
not. as
I
our
put
friend.
it down and I went, I need to know. I'll have a look. And I read a few articles about it. But then I went onto Reddit and everybody was going on about stuff they remembered him from. And it was all The Simpsons, this, and Small Soldiers. Do you know what I mean?
All good choices.
Exactly. By the way, Small Soldiers is a belting movie and I think it might be rotten. So,
It is rotten. It's on the list.
So anyway, on that note, Kat, bring us back up again with more trivia.
Excellent. We've got 3 more pieces to keep us going.
Excellent.
So when Howard arrives and he gets shoved into the Turbo Man costume in the parade and they're backstage and you see Curtis Armstrong as Booster, I was like,
You thought it was Gilbert Gottfried?
I thought it was Gilbert Gottfried. And actually, he was originally cast to play Booster during the parade, but he decided instead to pursue other projects and was replaced by Curtis Armstrong, as we said. Director Brian Levant instructed Armstrong to do a loose impression of Gottfried for this role. So
That makes sense.
yeah,
It is loose, but he also, you can see why you thought it was him.
yeah, it sounds really similar. It doesn't look similar.
I wonder what Curtis Armstrong actually sounds like. Now we are going to have to watch Supernatural next year to find out.
There you
More
go.
on that as it develops. We'll let you know if we actually watch it next year.
We might get past series 3, who knows. So the world premiere for this film was held on November the 16th, 1996 at the Mall of America.
That's funny because they're probably a cinema. Like, we've got loads of cinemas in our malls.
Yeah, it looks like it's a mall on steroids.
Both of the cinemas we go
Huge.
to most often, the View at Ocean Terminal and the Everyman at St James are
Yeah.
both in malls.
Yeah, it's true.
Shopping centres. Shopping centres.
Aye, we have a shopping centre. To celebrate, a day of events was held and Arnold Schwarzenegger donated memorabilia from the film to the mall's Planet Hollywood.
Oh, cool.
And last but by no means least, we'll come back to our linking connection between Christmas with the Cranks and this film.
The web.
The web continues.
Didn't you tell me Julia Gonzalo was supposed to be in this too? Because
Producer Chris Columbus wanted Joe Pesci to play Myron, but it was decided that he was too short at 5'3", next to Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was 6'2".
that would have been funny though.
It would have been funny. And it's weird because obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger had played against Danny DeVito in 2 separate films, who is even shorter than Joe Pesci. So it's a very odd choice.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, do you know what it would have been like for me, right? I think Joe Pesci could have slotted into Jim Belushi's part.
Yes.
But I didn't really want to say that because Jim Belushi's part is one of my favourite things about this movie.
Yeah.
You know, but because it's like small part, but he's quite funny. He's really funny in it, especially in this additional version where you get the little boy that Santa Claus forgot and all that.
Yeah.
But Joe Pesci would have been funny in that role, possibly.
Can Joe Pesci sing? Because he couldn't have fitted in the quartet.
He's a little boy. It's Santa Claus forgot because he was a kindergartner.
Oh,
What does it
God.
sound like?
The faces that came with that were truly exceptional.
I've got to do faces.
Wow.
Faces are fun. Ho, ho, ho. Wilhelm Scream Cat, did we have one?
I didn't know.
I didn't hear one. Nah, alright, fair enough. Not very forthcoming are the Wilhelm Screams.
No, they are not.
Just in case you've forgotten what a Wilhelm Scream is, it is this. It's a sound you'll probably know, and we like to watch it for them because, I don't know, it's just something I've always enjoyed.
Yeah, it's nice little Easter egg that's thrown
It
in
is.
there sometimes.
I know. Well, it's only because ever since we've been together, whenever we hear one, we're like, "Way!" So that's why we decided to add that. But anyway, sadly, no in this film.
I'm surprised not in this film,
No.
but
Of the lines discussed in this film, Kat, which one is your favourite?
I like the I'm sorry at the end.
Buzz.
Buzz.
And as for you, Turbo Man, we could use a man like you on the force.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, I'm sorry about the bike. And the coffee. And the bus. And the bomb.
It's why you like that.
The bus.
The buzz.
It's like he's congested.
Maybe I was quite congested at that point.
Maybe. But anyway, it's actually a fun part of the movie too. I quite enjoy it because it's the payoff of that gag where the police, you know what I mean? Because that gag's been burning through the whole film. And see what you want about this movie and its shortcomings, bits like that land because they thought about it and they thought, this will be funny, let's run this through the whole film.
Yeah, it is.
And
excellent.
I appreciate that, so
Definitely.
as I know you do as well.
What's your favourite line, Mikey?
If I'm honest, the bit that stands out to me is Jim Belushi deciding that them's fighting words, and I don't know why, it's the way he says it and that, it just cracks me up, and it's probably my favourite bit in the film is that whole Bad Santa Con moment.
All sales are final.
You know what you guys are? Nothing but sleazy con men in red suits.
What did you call us?
You heard me right. Con men, thieves, degenerates, lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
In the North Pole, them is fighting words, partner.
It's exquisite.
Suits. Oh, man. And also, like, I have to honourably mention...
Put that cookie down! Now!
It has to be done. It is one of the iconic lines in this film, but there's many.
Sounds Cat, what was and I know there was a few in this because I think there's quite a few to run through. But what was your favourite one?
So many. For me, it is the sound of Howard getting put into the Turbo Man suit.
Now, is it the sound of him getting put in the Turbo Man suit, or is it the sound he makes going into the Turbo Man suit?
Oh, definitely sounds he is making.
And procedure-wise, there's same as we talked about over the...
And that is, of course, the wee manager man.
Yes.
Talking, telling him.
Trying to assuage his worries.
That's it. So I had a few, to be honest, that I really enjoyed. 4, to be precise. I'm really sorry. I'm not sorry. I'll go through them in order in the movie as they put the thing away, but one of my favourites was literally Arnie just saying it's turbo time at the start when he's talking to his wife, saying, oh yeah, I know what he wants for Christmas now, thinking he's dad of the year because he knows what his son wants for Christmas, no being fully aware that you should have it already.
Mm-hmm.
It's turbo time.
It's turbo time.
A classic.
Okay. Later on, in the Bad Santa Con, it was the barbershop Santas.
Oh, I do like them.
And goodness knows he didn't want a lot.
Beautiful.
Obviously with Jim Belushi singing over them there.
Yeah. And also that's a little treat for those of you who haven't seen the extended edition.
Exactly, aye.
On the cutting room floor.
Barbershop Santas were cut out. What the hell?
Opportunity missed.
And so in the same scene, there's the sort of quadruple Santa hits from the candy cane, and Arnie's laugh as well afterwards. It's great. It's a right mucky laugh.
It is indeed. Oh my god.
And in the last one, which by the way I only picked up when I was getting the pictures of Arnie's faces, I saw this bit and it absolutely cracked me up. And it's an epic turtle man from Myron when he's dressed as Dementor.
Excellent.
Ta-ta, turtle man.
Oh, I do like the ta-ta turtle man.
Ta-ta turtle man.
Excellent.
Also,
very
by
good.
the way, do you know something we didn't mention about that section is the bit when he's like, I'm always one step ahead because I've got a bigger brain. And he's pointing
He's
at
poking the little bubble brain.
because he's got this little giant brain. He's got this big brain thing on his head, doesn't he?
Yeah, Dementor's got this big glass head with a brain poking it.
Big glass head.
Right.
As for if they said it in the movie, they did not say it because for some reason the movie's called Jingle All The Way.
Yeah, we don't know why.
No idea.
Iconic now, though.
True.
Ho, ho, ho.
Right, Kat, are you ready for dem reviews?
I am.
Strap in.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that, sorry. I'm just trying to pick it up, eh? Right.
It was good. It worked. Hype
Our
man.
first reviewer goes by the name of Joseph S. He says, Jingle All The Way is way better than people give it credit for. It's loud, chaotic and totally aware of what it is, and that's exactly why it works. Arnold is hilarious just by existing in this world, and the movie leans into the madness of holiday shopping without pretending to be anything deeper. It moves fast, is fun, and it has that classic nostalgic 90s energy. I would agree with that. It's the kind of Christmas movie you throw on and immediately feel the chaos, the colour, the stupid jokes, and somehow it all works. It's messy in the best way, and it's honestly one of the most rewatchable holiday movies there is. 5 stars for Joseph S.
Good job, Joseph S. I like that review, and I agree.
Aye. Honestly, I think he summed up all right, roughly what we've said. In fact, we could just do that next time instead of having like a 2-hour podcast. Just read that.
Joseph S. will be looking for you.
I know, that's it. Joseph S., can you do the podcast for us? We'll just read it. Sorry. The next review is called CD, and it's like C space D, both capitals. CD. The review is this. This is funny. Hee hee ha ha. Oh, 5 stars.
5 stars. Right,
Yeah.
okay. Not an in-depth analysis, but to the point. I like the mixture of the hee-hee and the ha-ha.
We've got weighing up the hee hee ha ha sort of scale there.
You've got to strike the balance.
Hee hee ha ha. Bluebee, BLUB, with a space. Blue Bee.
Okay.
Says, it's super annoying and never knows when to stop with the nonsense and slow down intentionally. Whenever it does, it feels like it's by accident. The camera work is obnoxious half the time, just stupid, cheesy, over-the-top nonsense meant at for little kids. I'm reading this verbatim, I'm not quite sure what that was supposed to mean. But man, kids deserve better. Sinbad is the worst and is super annoying, along with Harmon, who is a creep. I think they mean Hartman.
Yeah.
None of the humour gets a laugh and is filled with bad slapstick. Overall, the acting is bad, cinematography and the music isn't good, and is somehow annoying more than anything. Do they mean the music is more annoying than anything? Because the music's got Christmas classics
It's absolutely Christmas
and
classic.
Tchaikovsky in it. So
Totally.
you can't really have a go at the music.
Yeah, well, take the others, but not the music.
That's it. Unless they mean the score for the movie, I guess. The editing and pacing are horrific. Again, it's filled with obnoxious cuts, nonsense that just happens, and complete dumb and stupid moments the whole way through. I can see why a little kid would like this, but man, this is stupid even for them. Skip this unless you grew up with it, and then watch something better. 1.5 stars.
Wow.
Really wasn't keen, eh?
Nah, Bluebee didn't leave anything
Bluebee
behind.
didn't
eh?
enjoy it.
No, fair enough.
Fair
but
enough.
I don't agree.
No. I think this is the thing. In terms of the reviews, Joseph S.'s review was a positive one, but he put it across really well. Maybe if this person had done the same.
Exactly.
Andrew S. says, a Christmas classic. All the haters need a stocking full of coal. 5 stars.
That'd be worth it. That's a good review, Andrew S. But that's also very expensive now. A stocking full of coal. That's pricey.
For all the haters. And given the percentage in the movie, that's quite a lot. So
yeah. Jeez Louise. Right, I'm not paying for that. Put Andrew S off.
Okay. Maybe he's like a coal salesman. See? Just a ploy.
Genius.
Matthias S. says, Jingle All The Way jingles its way into the nostalgic heartstrings with Schwarzenegger's classic charm. This flick, a roller coaster of laughter and heartfelt moments, brings out the festive cheer in its recognisable plot. Ah, the joy of seeing Arnie dive headfirst into chaos just to snag that coveted toy. It's pure entertainment gold. Jake Lloyd delivers a performance that'll make you root for him, while Phil Hartman's portrayal of the pesky neighbour is so spot on it's almost too real. I'm a bit worried about Matthias S's sort of family life then.
Yeah.
It's too real.
It's too real.
Sinbad, a dash of over the top, but hey, it's Sinbad. He's the cherry on top of this comedic cake. Sure, it occasionally takes a trip into cartoon territory, but that's what gives it its irresistible charm. And that ending, oh boy, prepare those tissues because it's a teary-eyed roller coaster wrapped up in a bow of well-crafted storytelling. Jingle All The Way delivers the festive feels and reminds us all why we love a good holiday movie marathon. 3 stars.
Wow, okay.
Right, so they made some good points there, but I'm not sure it's a, oh boy, prepare the tissues scenario. Like, we just literally critiqued it for that.
Yeah.
But that just goes to show you that we're only two folk and other people disagree. So, do you know
Yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
true. But I do feel like that's quite a glowing review for 3 stars.
But maybe they recognise, well, I guess, because they've not actually told us what they don't like about it.
Nah.
Anyway, let's just get to the main event here, all right? It's what we've all been waiting for. It's Stephen C.
Yes! Stephen C's back! Yes!
Stephen C is back, right? Stephen C says, LOL, 1 hour and 29 minutes of holiday movie humour. The worldwide gross is $129,832,389. All ages admitted. In memory of Phil Hartman. September 24th, 1948 to May 28th, 1998. Thanks for that.
Oh, God.
Respect for Phil Hartman there.
Yeah.
After appearing with Sinbad. Okay, so I think what he means is he appeared with Sinbad and then he died. So I don't know.
Oh, God.
Dubbed and subtitled in worldwide studios, 5 stars.
Wow. Do you know what? I love the fact that Stephen C is sticking to the well-known format.
It's true. He also added a tribute to Phil Hartman in there. So, I mean, respect and giving us the dates and brackets, which were very detailed, by the way.
That is just an addition to the format. It is excellent.
If you're new to the show, Stephen C is a regular because he puts reviews up all over Rotten Tomatoes for movies constantly, apparently, right?
Apparently so.
And I know, because this is his like 4th time,
Yeah.
right? And as far as I know, he's the only reviewer we've had more than once, right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is about Stephen C is he likes to add exclamation points and lots of dots, so there's lots of gaps, but also lots of emphasis.
Yeah.
And he also likes to tell you how much movies made, although he's not told us for the US, which he used to do. But anyway, thanks Stephen C.
Yeah, Stephen C, top contributor.
True to
Good
form.
job.
True to form. It has actually made me wonder. Stephen C may be up. So I think the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are actually arranged by date order, so it's the most recent first, I think.
That's right, yeah.
So maybe we're seeing all Stephen sees because this guy has literally just been on Rotten Tomatoes reviewing every movie.
Wow,
Or the movies he's seen, which just so happens to be rotten ones, and just so happens to be ones we're talking about.
What are the chances?
I don't know, man. Ho, ho, ho!
I think it's time for us to come round to our rankings. So, Mikey, for you, is this film fresh, rotten, or rank rotten?
I've actually really tussled with this because we've talked about this movie so much and I've been able to see all its shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I just didn't care enough because it's too much of a laugh. Like, I sat there with you and Mum and Dad last night and we watched it and all four of us were laughing. And, like, we had a good laugh with it.
Yeah.
So how can I sit and say, oh, nah, it's rotten when I watch it every year? And you're going to ask me shortly if I'd watch it again. Yes, I will. Right? Possibly when I have my pals round before the season's over because they're still to come yet.
Yeah.
So do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that I have to say it's fresh. I can't really say it's rotten, even though I can recognise its shortcomings. I always mention, I have done many times, the Van Helsing predicament where I was like, this is a rotten film. Oh no, I think it is rotten. But I said it was fresh because I like it.
Yeah. I've got some thoughts about this actually because I've been thinking about all of our episodes we've done so far as we're kind of coming to the end of the season.
You're the one that's looked at all the data is what you're saying.
That is what I'm saying, yeah. While I've been looking at the data, I had a bit of an epiphany about it. And the way that I'm going to assess these films is if I find it entertaining and I enjoy it for the film it is, I think it's fresh. If I find it entertaining and I enjoy it because I'm taking the mick, I think it's rotten.
Right.
And that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it, but I enjoy it for a different reason.
Right.
And then rank rotten is just stands all on its own.
I get you. You've essentially just created a rubric for marking this thing.
Yeah.
And it's been recorded.
There you go.
So going into season 2, I'm going to take that into account every movie.
There we go. I think
Could
we
have
should.
been handy at the start of this season.
Sorry.
You've only figured it out 19 movies in on the last one. But hey, it'll help us going forward. But I think that is valid.
Yeah. And I think this is what happens when you collect the data and you analyse it.
Aye, true. So I'm assuming then that you also think this one is fresh?
Your assumption is safe, yes.
All right, cool.
I also think this movie is fresh. I do enjoy it. I know the jokes are coming and I still like them. I think it's a heartwarming movie without being too cloying. I think sometimes Christmas films can feel a bit desperate for that emotional moment. This one doesn't go too hard. It is there. It's just not the gut punch that some films would want. But I think that's no bad thing.
No, I think you're right. What was the film you were watching? You were watching a Hallmark film. Yes, the other day. I was sitting reading Gremlins. I managed to get my hand on the 80s novelisation of Gremlins, right?
You did.
And I'll tell you what, it is wild. Hey, I keep coming to you and being like, Kat, this is mental. There's like passages for like Gizmo's inner monologue and stuff, and like him talking about how the Gremlins were genetically engineered and that. It's crazy.
Wild.
But it's based on Chris Columbus' script.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. The whole other conversation that. You were watching a movie on Netflix.
Yeah,
They were also watching a movie on Netflix in the movie.
Yeah, it was Netflix movie Inception. It was The Merry
weird.
Gentleman.
Oh, right.
It was not good.
Oh, it was like Full Monty, but with zero charm. But quite honestly, it was that's the kind of film you're talking about where it's just like they're desperate.
Yes.
But it's Hallmark, so you didn't really care, and people
Yeah.
watching didn't really give a shit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
totally. Well, so that's not as this film is not as cloying as that.
No.
So I do enjoy it for that one.
And would you watch it again?
For sure. But next time I want to do it with some cookies.
I know, because that's what you've been craving this whole time.
Yeah, some sugar cookies.
Kat said that to me a couple of times, like, oh, could do with a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Right, now, so as for the next movie, we're actually not going to tell you what the next movie is, because the next movie will be episode 1 of season 2.
It will be.
So next movie will be coming out in 2026.
That sounds super futuristic.
Ken, it's not that far away.
Wild.
Few days, really, I mean, give or take, you know.
Yeah.
But honestly, so we'll not be telling you what it is until the next episode. But we have one more episode this season, and Kat's been really excited because she's been working very hard on this episode. It will be our rankings episode. So we've actually kind of decided what form that'll take, and I guess what we'll be doing is running through the movies. We'll probably skim over the first 9. Just tell you what they are. And then we'll talk about the top 10 in a little bit more detail. Probably talk about our favourite moments, our favourite lines and things like that from those movies. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. And then we'll have a look and see which of the films we've covered this season that is our favourite.
And I can't wait because we didn't actually know what that is yet because we've not sat down and had that conversation yet.
Nope.
Actually, I've got some feedback before we tie up.
Oh, exciting.
So we've actually had a few interactions on social media. Firstly, I just need to say thanks to Rebecca. She told us how much she loved the Twilight 2 episode, was it? New Moon.
New Moon.
She really enjoyed that episode. She said it was her favourite yet.
Yes, but we will not take responsibility for the fact that she's now decided to watch all of them.
She has. She's already watched the next one, at least at this point. And it's pretty cool because she shared her story in that. She really enjoyed it and she wanted to let everybody know. So, Rebecca, thank you very much for that. We also had a nice message from Rob on Blue Sky, and he said he was well, it's not really called retweeting on Blue Sky, whatever the hell it's called.
Reposted, maybe?
Aye, reposted our, again, Twilight New Moon short.
It's popular.
I know, and he said, this is such a cosy, lovely, well-natured, funny and wholesome podcast in an era that could really use more of those things. To me, this is a project about second chances and underdogs. Even if they really don't like something, they look for positives. Check it out. You could probably use those vibes.
Oh, thanks, Rob. That's really lovely.
Totally. Thank you. That was awesome. And the last one, actually, this one's a bit my fault. Back in June, right, sorry, Kieran had listened to our episode on Coyote Ugly and had sent a message with a video because he was in San Diego and I think it was back in 2015. He was in San Diego and he was at a Coyote Ugly bar and he sent me a wee video, which I actually wasn't able to open until recently because I'd got rid of my Facebook account. I'd deactivated it and recently I reactivated it again to sort of just
manage the socials?
It was easier to manage the Rank Rotten's Facebook when I open that, and also it gives me a chance to see what family and stuff are up to that don't use Instagram.
Yeah.
Although I'll be honest, I'm still not really using Facebook that much.
No.
But regardless, he sent me this video, so I had a wee swatch at it, and it was, it seemed like pretty wild. But he said, just finished your Coyote Ugly episode, and I remembered I'd actually been to a Coyote Ugly bar in San Diego. They actually do dance on the bar and all that health and safety risky stuff. Also, there's one opening in Edinburgh right now. I believe that's true. I've heard that from someone else. I think it was maybe my dad. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's open now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are we going or no?
Nope.
Should we go and check it out just for bants or what?
Definitely not, because I like a glass of water.
That's true. We'll just go in and order alcohol-free beer.
Probably going to get
Times have changed now. They can't be like, oh, we're going to soak you in water or beer or whatever.
On your own head, be it.
I don't know. I might try it and just see.
I'll stand outside.
Listen, I've voiced my opinion that I'm not into large social situations, but I'd be curious to see what it was like. Anyway, on that note, we will leave you for now. All we've really got left to say is have a great Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great Christmas.
Have a great one. And like we say, we'll be back on New Year's Eve for our rankings episode to talk about which movie comes out number 1 of this season. I'm really excited about it because it's something quite different for us today, so it'll be great.
Countdown to the bells. Countdown the movies of Rank Rotten.
And also all our socials and things were at towards the start of the episode. And if you want to email in rankrottenpod@gmail.com, feel free to do that. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely would.
Anyway, tatty bye and Merry Christmas! Ho ho ho!